what was that little high? Oh my God. Oh, I need to calm down. But anyway, hi everyone and welcome. I am the Hermit Tarot and this is my free tarot reading channel here on YouTube. Today's reading is sponsored by our beautiful patrons. I want to just tell you guys, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I've made some changes to my Patreon. So patrons who are in the Selenite Labradorite tiers will get access to all the YouTube readings before they hit YouTube. So that's why I've started doing these creepy little things with the Patreon Saw It First business. So if you weren't aware of that and you want to see what I'm doing this month, feel free to check out the Patreon community down below. Speaking of Patreon, this isn't going to be an extended reading. There will be a Patreon exclusive reading instead. I've made some changes to my content so that I can have a weekend off, basically. I'm going to be posting my videos every Friday now in terms of the extended readings, mostly because since I started Patreon and I started the Sunday extended readings, I have not had a weekend off. So it's been about 8 months and she's getting a little bit tired and weary and old, so I decided to change that around, flip it around, and I'll be doing these extended or exclusive extended readings on Fridays instead. So more about today's video. We are doing a channeled messages from your spiritual team topic today. It is going to be a major jam-packed reading. There's a lot of information that came through. There's going to be a channeled portion of your reading. There's going to be an oracle cards portion of your reading where I'm just getting advice and information. And then there's going to be tarot as well. And tarot will kind of just be lathering on that extra specific butter on top of this beautiful, well-cooked baked potato. And then to finish, we are also getting some dream cards to get like some written advice or affirmations from your spiritual team. It was a wonderful, immense, beautiful pleasure to be able to film today's video. So much love came through, so much positivity came through, so much happiness came through, and I feel very confident about the quality of this reading. So I hope you enjoy it. The next portion of this video will be the pick a group portion where I will be introducing the 4 groups today, and following that will be the meditation as well before you divert into your individual groups. So enjoy today. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I shall see you in your reading. Okay, you guys, so today we have 4 groups for this reading. Group 1 over here, you guys are the anteater creature. Very cute. He's featured in one of our videos before, a little precious soul. I'll show you all sides of this little figurine just in case anything resonates or feels like it's calling to you. It's made out of plastic and it's got this beautiful sort of brown glaze over it as well. Group 2, you guys will have this seashell. Again, I'm just going to show you all the different sides to this shell. I found this with my sister. It's a hermit crab seashell. We found the hermit crab in it, but it wasn't alive. I don't know if I should have shared that story with you, but it's, yeah, a beautiful sentimental item in my home. So group 2, this is the seashell. Group 3, you guys have the happy little Buddha statue over here. This Buddha has a lot of sentimental value and is just a reminder of my own personal values and ethics. I've carried this Buddha from New Zealand back to Australia into my new home through many different changes, and it's always brought me good luck. So this is the happy little Buddha statue. In group 4, you guys will have the key. So I'll show you all the different sides of this key just in case anything does resonate. There's some numbers up the top there. Don't know if you can see that. There's a brand company on this side. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. There we go. And it's just made out of this silvery metallic substance. I'm probably guessing it's an alloy, but I don't know. I don't know. So this is the key for group number 4. Now, if based on just this portion of the reading, you were able to find out which of these 4 groups you feel most called to, you are welcome to scroll down below, click on your timestamp, join me in your reading. If you feel like you need more time and you just need a little bit more support figuring out which of these 4 groups is meant for you, you may wish to join me in the meditation portion of this reading, where hopefully the right answer will come to mind. Regardless, I shall see you in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hi Group 1 and welcome to your reading. If you guys chose the armadillo, I think it's just an anteater. If you guys chose the anteater, then this is going to be your reading for today. Now Group 1, today's reading we're looking at channeled messages from your spiritual team, from your ancestors, from your guides. I'm going to put your armadillo over here so it's not too far away. I started shuffling for you guys because I was supposed to get written channeled messages for you. I was supposed to, I literally wrote it out in this journal, Group 1, channeled messages from your guides, from your spiritual team. And then the messages started coming through so strongly and so profoundly, and so many cards started coming out that I realized that the best way to deliver this to you was going to be to film. There's no way that I could have written all of this down. There's a lot coming through for you guys, so bear with me. I am just going to take my time with today's reading. My intention is for it to be helpful and healing, and channeling in general does require me to tune in. So I'm just going to take my time and we're going to start talking because your guides have a lot to tell you, and most of this is going to be in first person. There's a hidden card over here that I didn't realize was left behind. So first of all, Group 1, you are going to go through a lot of changes very soon if they haven't started already. Your guides, I'm just going to say we, because their energy is very strong. We want you to know that the changes that are happening to you are to get things moving. They may appear volatile. They may appear conflicting. They may appear chaotic and catastrophic for some of you. This feels counterintuitive to your forward progress, but what we can tell you is that all of this change is necessary. You are supposed to be uncomfortable right now. You are supposed to feel conflicted right now because we need to start moving things forward for you right now. Your spiritual team, we're here trying to help you move through these challenges in a way where it is happening for you, but it kind of needs to be a little bit disruptive, because if not, you might not be inclined to change permanently. The changes that you're experiencing are supposed to be disruptive so that there's no way that you could go back to what you were doing or who you were before. We want you to know that you handle these changes with such grace, and we're very impressed by the way that you've maneuvered through these challenges that you face. We admire the way that you move in life, and you are very, very loved from your spiritual team. This is our way of showing you that regardless of how slow you feel you are moving or how big the challenges are that you seem to be facing, you handle them with such grace and such majesty. There's a side to you that you can't appreciate in the heat of the moment. But I feel that maybe in hindsight with us, you're able to see just how resilient and action orientated and crisis managing you are. You do these things so well. We do want you, when things start to calm down, when things start to slow down, when you have the opportunity to not be confronted with so much conflict, we want you to make sure that you prioritize your sleep and that you prioritize your rest. We want you to prioritize whatever it is that you need in order to regenerate this period of your life that has been full of change and full of conflict. We want you to remember how important rest is. Being busy all the time is not good for you, not good for your soul, not good for your physical needs, not good for your happiness. And your happiness is everything. You aren't you unless you've had a good night's sleep. We also want you to not feel guilty for taking time off. Just because things are still going on around you, just because things are still happening, doesn't mean you have to be out there fighting every second of every day. When you are given the chance to rest, please rest. We also want you to pay attention to the signs that we're trying to give you around the people, the behaviors, the actions in your life that are not helpful. We're trying to help you cut things out of your life right now, whether that's relationships for a lot of you, or behavior patterns for all of you. We're trying to help you cut things out of your life. And if you feel like one area of your life in particular has slowed down to the point where it's stopped altogether, to the point where nothing's traveling, nothing's moving, nothing's changing, it's because there is something that needs to be rid from you before you can move forward. We need to cut that thing, that person, that behavior off your path before we move forward. And we want you to know that some of this chaos over here, some of this conflict, some of this unrest is happening because we haven't yet been able to cut these things out of our path yet. They're going to highlight exactly what we need to do, what fuel we need in order to get this fire going again. Now, we also want you to know that a major part of this cutting process, of this ridding process, is preparing you for what you deserve and for what your heart deserves. You are such a kind, loving person, and we're so proud of the emotional depth that is your character. We're so proud of the new cycles that you've managed to set for yourself, of the new, I want to say, perceptions. I feel like that's not the best word though. The way that you have overcome your emotional changes and cycles in previous relationships, including family, has been incredibly helpful in the future of not just you, but the other generations. What's kind of being implied here, Group 1, is that many of you have set new trends of self. The way that you love and manage your love is not only clearing, I want to say, harmful ancestral patterns, but also starting positive trends for new ancestral patterns. We are the emerging leaders of our families, of our cultures, of our traditions. So I really feel like your guides are pushing that the way that you are in terms of your compassionate, loving, kind, open-hearted side is very integral in restructuring and resetting some positive love-based themes in your family dynamics and cultural dynamics. They're also just proud of the way that you honor yourself. That's coming through so strongly. Your guides are always watching you, Group 1. In fact, there is a motherly figure coming through here. There is a motherly figure coming through strongly. A lot of feminine energies do come through in my guide readings, but this is someone who just couldn't let you go. They couldn't let you go. This is someone who grew with you in this life. So they're older, but they had the privilege of watching you grow in this life. May's reversed. This is someone who feels like they didn't get to fully understand you or know you while they were alive, but they have the privilege now of protecting you and of guiding you towards your purpose in this life as well. So that's beautiful. Let's continue over here though, please, Spirit. Can we go back into the love potion, Spirit? What do you want them to know about the love potion? There is a strong energy, group one. Your guides are hinting strongly that there is a significant relationship about to enter your life. Many of you with Love Potion, Love Goddess, this is a lover. Doesn't have to be. It could be a very close friend. I just want to say that it's a significant relationship, and this relationship is being made possible because of the changes that you've experienced recently, because of the conflicts or these fires that you were really being started with the fuel in the war, because of your patience with yourself, of taking rest for yourself, of handling these situations with grace for yourself, and because of your ability to cut certain behaviors and people from your life in order to move forward. You're being given a very significant relationship very soon. And the channeled message here is to spend time on this relationship, to cultivate this relationship slowly, to not rush this relationship, and to remind yourself that we reap what we sow. So they're really emphasizing here that you're going to have the opportunity to use a lot of the things that you'd learned about and learned from in this significant relationship. Whatever you were unsatisfied with in your past, you are going to have the opportunity to be different this time around. You know, it feels like you guys have learned things from the previous relationships, friendships, that you can finally practice in this significant relationship. But there's big, strong emphasis on you reap what you sow. So really sow the right seeds with this person and take that care with this person. I feel like this is balanced, might I add. Like, this isn't you doing everything with the farmer here. This is you co-creating with the universe, which is something that I heard Iso Tarot say today. Bless. Now let's see what this card is as well. We have glasses coming out. So your guides want you to know that they're always watching you. Your spiritual team is always watching you. They're saying that they're always checking in on you. They're always peeping in on you, group one. So we do know that, but they just want you to really know in this reading that they're always watching you. Now let's see what else we can get. I'm going to pack these up for now. That was supposed to be a channeled letter off camera, me just channeling it for you. But so many messages came through, it would have been too much for me to write down. So, group one, please, Spirit. For those who chose the Anteater, what do their guides want them to know? We're going to get tarot at the end this time. I actually want to start with oracle cards. We're obviously going to have to get some angels and ancestors cards. That's just obvious. Oopsie daisy, please. Group one, please, Spirit. What do their spiritual team want them to know, Spirit? Can we get some channeled messages from their spiritual team? We have Animal Guardian coming out. Trust your instincts. Okay, I like that a lot. We've got a panther, a crow, and an owl. It could be a jaguar as well. Panther, jaguar. We also have a rabbit, spring, see your seeds grow. And your bottom deck energy is hermit, retreat, and recharge. Some following themes here from that channeled letter portion. We're going to also pull some energy oracle cards for group one, please, Spirit. Oopsie daisy. Can we please get some channeled messages from their spiritual team? What does their spiritual team want them to know? We have Blossoming Abundance. It's showing up in the reverse. I do take reversals in this deck. Excuse me. Sorry, sir. What does group one's spiritual team want them to know? We have Hostilities coming out over here in the upright. What does their spiritual team want them to know? Ooh, stop it. Look what's in my hands. Door to Romance and a man holding a coin. Okay, we're going to get a bottom deck energy. We have Goddess of the Moon. There's a lot of messages coming through. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to get to use half of the decks that I was wanting to because we're getting so many messages straight away. All right, group one, please, Spirit. What does their spiritual team want to say to them? Oh my God, I just heard you were so beautiful. Oh, stop. I'm going to cry. there is someone in your team who knew you in this life, and they really do watch you because they want to watch you grow. I didn't expect this to be that personal, but there is someone that you knew in this life who is having the privilege to watch you grow. With Animal Guardian here, I don't think this is a coincidence, you guys. Look at this. Animal Guardian, trust your instincts, hostilities. There are people in your life that you need to limit your time with. Some of you, it's about cutting them out altogether. For others of you, it reminds me of that TikTok and Instagram reel trend where it's like snake, and then, you know, the other person's like snake. It's definitely your guides telling you that you have some snakes in your grass, and they're there for their own self-serving reasons, which leads their contributions to your journey to be very toxic. Your guides are wanting you to limit the interactions that you have with these people because it has negative impacts on your behavior, it has negative impacts on your judgment, and it has negative impacts on your trust in yourself and your journey forward towards yourself as well. For whatever reason, these are people that slow you down. These are people that seem to take you away from who you truly are. They're not even distractions, because I feel like some of you, it's getting to the point where you kind of get that like sluggish feeling when you know you have to spend time with them. You don't even mean to want to spend as much time with them as you do, but I do think that the overall message here is to be aware of those feelings, trust your instincts, and limit your time with them. These people are making you feel some kind of way for a reason, for a purpose. Now, we also have a channeled message coming through with seeds. Let your seeds grow, spring, and man holding a coin. I'm getting with these two cards that you guys need to invest your money wisely. There is a specific message about your future here, and it's got to do with your finances or career. Even if you're in the study stage, they want you to be very like futuristic about this. Think outside the box and think ahead. They're asking for you to be very much like a think about tomorrow type of thing here. Planting your seeds now so that once, you know, the timing is right, they will bear fruit for you, and being patient with this investment as well. I feel like see your seeds grow with spring here. They're asking you to get into that mentality of doing this today, now. Many of you haven't done this yet. It's about investing now. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but there's a strong message here to really think about what you should do with your money. Seek the appropriate avenues, seek the appropriate resources or professionals, you know, ask the right people for the right information. But with a man holding a coin in spring, see your seeds grow, they're definitely indicating a lot of success and abundance in terms of your wealth if you do this the right way. There's something to do with online here, so you don't even have to like go out and leave your house. You can find the answers online. Digital and online is coming through, and marketer came through. So I don't know about digital marketer, but there's definitely something online here for you guys, and paying attention to some ads that you see online. Maybe they're trying to hint through ads that you see online on how you could best invest your money. There's also another message with man holding a coin, and that is towards daughter romance. There's that other message here that you reap what you sow when it comes to long-term relationships. So I do think that someone is entering your life very soon. They're being shown here as a significant lover, but regardless, they are a significant relationship. And I think that they really want you to invest in this relationship. Not that it's going to be difficult too, but there is a message here that your spiritual team, you have their blessing, like they're protecting you and they're wanting this for you. If it isn't meant to be, it will be very obvious. So I feel like this is confirmation for you to not be so overly protective or hesitant, just to know that you're being looked after from your spiritual team side, and that this connection with your with this person is blessed in a sense. Like, it's okay for you to open your heart here, to unlock your heart and to let this person in. They may be a wealthy person, they may be masculine, but I'm just seeing overall that it's going to be an investment, this relationship. So a little bit over time. Now, Hermit and Daughter romance is really pushing that love goddess devotee energy of loving on yourself and taking care of yourself and solidifying those self-love practices that you have, because they are very proud of what you've been able to achieve in your period of rest and respite. Your guides are very much pushing this idea that you're doing things that people before you from your ancestral roots weren't able to do, or just weren't able to continually do. There's something here about the way that you love that is very transformative, and it has an opportunity to really reset some patterns of behavior when it comes to future generations. This is also a reminder that time off doesn't mean stagnation. Things are in the works in the background if you've been waiting for love for some time, but they definitely want you to know that sometimes the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself when you're waiting for that opportunity is to just rest and look after yourself. This card Hermit is encouraging you to retreat and to recharge. So they're really pushing this angle in this reading, group one. Your guides really want you to look after your vessel and prepare yourself for what is to come, because it is positive. Whatever challenges you're going through right now, I see that in future, it's really preparing you for a lot of positive changes. We've got to make these cuts now so that we have room for the positive changes. Now, over here with these two cards, we have Blossoming Abundance in reverse, and we have the Goddess of the Moon upright. These two cards are telling me that some area of your life is slow, some area of your life isn't moving forward, and for some of you it's your money, for others of you it could be your relationships, but there's this feeling of stagnation, and there's this feeling of roadblocks and things not progressing. And honestly, with this card reversed here, it feels like infertility. It's like we want something so badly, but it just isn't happening for us. And Goddess of the Moon is telling us that there are secrets here that are waiting for us to see them. They're not supposed to be secrets. They're not supposed to be hidden. They're supposed to be there for us to find. And I think that your guides are really encouraging you to, one, trust your instincts as we saw over here, but also be open enough to receive the right information, because the Goddess of the Moon is insinuating that you will find the answers as long as your heart is open and as long as your mind is open to the idea of finding these answers. For some of you, it is about those people again, you know, allowing certain trends or patterns or people into our life to the point where it stops us from growing in the way that we want to. Our energy wants one thing, but our bodies and our minds keep doing the other thing, you know, and it seems to push us further away from our outcome. You guys are destined to grow even further from the circumstances that you're currently in. You're destined to progress even more than what you're currently experiencing. But there is something here in your subconscious with Goddess of the Moon that needs you to see it, to acknowledge it, and to recognize it as a valuable resource in how you can move forward. So let's clarify that, shall we? I feel like we need to know exactly what that is. Goddess of the Moon Spirit, what is this subconscious information that they need in order to move forward? Justice came out straight away, striking card. What is the subconscious information, Spirit, that they need? We have spirit guides. So first of all, your guides are trying to connect to you, most likely through your dreams. So it might be helpful for you guys to have a dream journal and to write your dreams down. What I'm seeing here with the Justice is that there is some sort of thing that you need closure from. It's an event that has happened, and the idea of closure is that it's happened in your past, but we need that closure in our present in order to move forward into our future. And instead, there's this dissociation from your present when this issue arises that either puts you way back in your past or propels you too far ahead to the point where you're stuck in a fantasy. So there needs to be this sense of closure from within. This is something that you have to find for yourself so that you can move forward. You're not alone in this journey. Your guides are trying to connect with you to show you how you can move forward here with this closure, gaining this peace for yourself. Now, I do have a mini reading on my Instagram channel where I talk about like how can you find closure for yourself. I do think that I'm going to make that into a full reading here on YouTube, but for now it is just a mini reading, and I personally found it very insightful. It's on Instagram if you would like to use that, because I think that there may be answers for you there. But if not, I'm just going to get one more card from this deck. How else, Spirit, can we get some advice on how they can gain closure in this past issue so that they can stay more present in creating their future? Group 1, please, Spirit. Because your future starts today, and it feels like many of you are stuck in the fantasy side where you're still imagining and getting lost in the idea of what it could be, rather than being present and grounding that future here and now, doing those actions to make that future your reality. What is it, Spirit? For many of you, it has to do with your work as balance. Doing things now instead of waiting for the weekend, instead of waiting for your vacation, instead of waiting for the next lockdown to be lifted. And I know that that's very ambitious for me to say, because many of us are on very strict restrictions right now, but lighten your load tells me that you need more joy in your life. It's about restructuring and reprioritizing your routines, your daily schedules, so that you have more room for the things that you genuinely enjoy. There is always time in our day to scroll on social media and to remember to brush our teeth. It's just about making time for those things that we really, really want to do. Lighten your load is encouraging you to restructure your life so that you can be more present. Now, in terms of how you can get closure, the first step is to know that you are protected. It's to know that you are out of that space where you were hurt in your past, to know that you are out of that space where you've received pain from your past. Sometimes it sounds crazy, but the most powerful thing that we can do for ourselves when we're healing is to remind ourselves that that situation has ended, and to tell our body and our mind that we are no longer that hurt, fragile, broken person that we once were, that we are protected, and that we are trying to heal from what had happened, that our past isn't happening in our present, and that we are not going to continue to believe that our future will invite more pain in. Sometimes it takes that mental clarity or that conscious thought for us to realize that we're still acting as though this pain is still present, as though that event is still fresh. And we need to consciously remind ourselves that that was something that happened in our past and that we are safe in our present. Protection in terms of your closure is reminding you that you are protected in your present and that it is safe for you to start healing to the point where you're open again. Many of you have done your shadow work, you've done your healing, you've addressed those triggers and those obvious issues. It's just about reminding yourself that it's safe now for you to be open again, and that it's safe now for you to let this circumstance be in your past once and for all, to be open to new experiences, opportunities, people, etc. Your bottom deck energy in this deck is clarity. So yes, they're really highlighting the power of your mind in this part of your reading, Group 1. Your guides want to remind you that there is so much power in knowledge, and once you have your firm grasp on the truth, there is so much power in how you move forward into your future through your present actions. They want you to pay attention to your epiphanies, to the information that comes to your mind when you're meditating, when you're in a peaceful state, when you're still, when you're alone. Pay attention to the thoughts that come into your mind. Pay attention to the helpful thoughts that come into your mind. They're trying to tell you how you can move forward in this area of your life. So, what else do we want to get? Should we get some tarot? I think we should get some tarot. Let's use some tarot. Spirit, Group 1, what do their guides want them to know? What does Group 1's spiritual team want to say to them today, Spirit? What does Group 1's spiritual team want to say to them today, Spirit? We have the Fool in the reverse. I'm not too surprised about that. I've got to be honest with you. We have the Three of Pentacles in the upright. I like that for you. We have the Queen of Blades in the upright. One more card, please, Spirit. We've got a few reversals over here. We have the Six of Cups in the upright, bless, with the Moon upright, okay. We have the Knight of Blades. I don't think I can take all of them. Okay. We're going to put those aside. There's more messages in there, but I can't lay them all out. We're going to just address this primary message, and then these cards are supplementing this narrative over here. Okay, your bottom deck energy is the Ace of Wands reverse. So what this tells me, your guides are saying that at this point in time, Group 1, you're in a period of rebirth, renewal, reignition. It's very much a reignition. You guys are at a point where your fire had gone out in the last couple of months, maybe for some of you years, and they're trying to restart it with you. They feel your desire to grow. They feel your desire to move forward. You don't want to stagnate. You don't want to be stuck. And I feel like a lot of your guides, Group 1, are really trying to show you that there is a lot of power in your hands right now to be able to help them help you get through this. The Ace of Wands is indicating a rebirth, but there is so much that needs to be reconciled within you before you can move forward. The Fool here, the main message is that you're on the precipice of a brand new journey. And when I say journey, I mean this is going to encompass a lot of areas of your life. Obviously, love came through, a significant relationship, but we are also being shown a reinvention of self through the Fool card reversed here. We're looking at a new future that we once thought was impossible for ourselves. In order to step into this, there is still some baggage, and it feels emotional. It feels very subconscious, very suppressed, that we still need to work through. And I don't think that it's that big of a deal. I think it's just about being aware of it so that when it happens, when we feel conflicted or stuck, we know, okay, it could be this. Yes, it is. All right, well, no, that's not a genuine fear, or that's not something that will genuinely hurt me. So we can work through this, and we are going to work through this. I think that you really are close to this new beginning, Group 1, and it's just about appreciating those little tiny hiccups as we get ready for this. This emotional closure over here is very pivotal in allowing your opportunity to move forward. And for many of you, it's about working with other people on this new beginning. The Three of Pentacles is asking for you to connect with other family members, because it feels like some of the emotional issues, and I use issues lightly. I don't like that word insinuates things being wrong. But some of the emotional challenges that you might be facing, you could be able to share with siblings or with parental figures or cousins or close friends. There's a feeling here of working and collaborating with others in order to get this done, in order to work through this. It's within your best interest and the other person's best interest to work together on this. Collaborated effort, Three of Pentacles. Your guides are also confirming that this is you leaning onto them. You know, like they're trying to say, this is a message that always comes through, but call on them for support, reach out to them for guidance, ask them for confirming messages, confirming signs. They are there. They are willing to show you that they are there. So ask them for your support. I do think that this is you collaborating with family, though, in order to work through some of the things that you're currently working on, whether that's things that happened in your childhood, things that are happening in your present. Maybe you share similar sort of triggers with a sibling. It's just they're asking you to reach out to people to work through the challenges that you're facing. And your challenges seem to be emotional, and reminding yourself how much mental power you have to get through these things, especially with the Queen of Blades. Your guides want to remind you that your mind is your most powerful weapon of choice, and it's something that you can use in your favor. I feel like it's reminding yourself that as well, and knowing that you don't have to put weight to every thought that you have. You can choose what thoughts to believe in. Your thoughts don't define your reality, but choosing to put power behind certain thoughts is what creates your reality. The Queen of Blades here is reminding you that your mind is your most powerful weapon, especially if you are someone who likes to escape through visualizations and fantasies and daydreams. Your mind is your most powerful weapon, Group 1. They also want you to be more outspoken here with the Queen of Blades, especially with this new beginning. There is a feeling here of like categorizing your thoughts and knowing what thought is worth speaking on or acting upon, putting that awareness into your thoughts. Like, this is actually something that probably needs to be said. Hey, excuse me, mum, I really want to talk to you about this, blah, blah, blah. Hey, excuse me, person that I've been dating for 2 weeks and I've been very emotionally distant towards you. I really need to talk to you about this, you know, like just being very aware of how much power your thoughts have and how much power you can put into those thoughts through your actions and through your words as well. Now, over here is another message about some sort of soulmate and a feeling of nostalgia, which I think is what is creating some subliminal subconscious fears, shall we say. Your guides are highlighting that they're connecting to you through your dreams and that you're reaching out to them and potentially someone who's alive in your dreams as well. It feels like these two cards together, it feels like this beautiful soulmate energy of like, we don't know each other yet, but hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for visiting me tonight. The Six of Cups does talk about your past and your childhood. So I kind of think that with whoever's coming towards you and they're coming in quickly, they are coming in a way that feels like it's bringing up emotional things from your childhood, whether they're good in terms of they make me feel good about myself, these are positive feelings, or whether they're triggering in terms of they trigger a painful or emotionally distressing point in my life. It feels like this person triggers something within us and it's an emotional response that requires us to really pull back and address it for what it is. With the moon upright, we need to take that time to go, this is a brand new person. They haven't hurt me yet, and they may never hurt me. So it's not fair for me to project what happened in my past onto them. The Knight of Blades tells me they're coming in very, very quickly. And most of this is happening this fast because of your very strong pull with your mind in dreaming and visualizing this into your reality. The moon upright tells me that you've been really manifesting this into your reality, you guys. Your dreams have been pulling this person towards you. Now, what you need to know about this person is they will make you very, very happy, and they are a significant relationship. They're supposed to be in your life for a significant amount of time. For some of you, you've been waiting a very long time for them to come in, and you're not focused on them or the idea of them as much as you used to be. This also tells me that they're going to be very obvious. This card is reversed for those who are following along at home with their own tarot knowledge. This tells me that there's something very obvious about them that really just sticks out. It's going to be hard to miss them, and the pull towards them is going to be very magnetically attractive. All other options are going to fade away, and it does feel like this person may be unknowingly competing with your energy towards somebody else. Like, you're comparing them to someone who you've previously dealt with, and they, without knowing, are being measured up against somebody else here with the Two of Wands reversed. But I want to tell you right now, nothing compares to this person. Like, it's going to be very hard for you to continually peg these two against each other, because it feels like this significant relationship is very much blessed with wholesome, familiar, nostalgic energies in the best of ways that makes you look back and go, geez, I have never had this before, or this is exactly what I was waiting for, or this is what I've been dreaming about. This is what I wished so-and-so did instead, and they never did. And it's going to kind of put you in your feels to the point where some of you may need to take some days away from this person, being emotionally distant, working through your healing again. I see here with the Six of Swords reversed that this relationship kind of does set you back. It puts you back and your mind is going back. You're going back in time in your mind and thinking about things that you'd worked through and that you'd done. But the conclusion that you're getting from this process of analyzing what you've been through and where you've been in your past is that you're not going back. With the Death card here, this is an opportunity for you to transform. And your guides want you to know that this person coming in is kind of like the knight at the end of a battle. You know, everybody else has been defeated, and this is like the sign of the hero that's signifying that the battle's over and that you've won, basically. With the Death card here, this person's entry into your life is offering like a sign of a culmination of effort that you've put into your emotional transformation. It feels like this has come after a long period of you just doing a lot of healing, doing a lot of reflecting, really thinking and purging and constantly needing to check yourself and your boundaries. Massive transformation here. The mystery is being unlocked here with this scorpionic energy. It feels like what was happening in the background is finally being brought into the light. And look at this, we have the Nine of Swords reversed, speaking of. So you pay attention to your epiphanies and your realizations, because what was happening in the background is finally being brought into the light. And it feels like this doesn't have to be as painful as it once was. There's something painfully bittersweet about this, because we're expecting pain there, but there isn't any. So it's kind of that feeling of, you know, you flinch a little bit because you're expecting like, oh, there's going to be pain here, but there isn't. So it's bittersweet in the sense of you've really closed out a massive emotional chapter in your life, group one, and it's time to let yourself be happy again. It's time to let yourself know consciously that you're not in pain anymore and that you're in a safer place. You're protected now. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's get one last message from your guides. Let's get a written message. Hey, we'll get a written message from them. Group one, please, Spirit. What is the closing message from their guides for group one? What is the closing message for their from their guides, excuse me, for group one? Oh, sweet pea, look at this. Even though your dream isn't possible right now, could you give it the chance to come true in the future? Wow. I don't know about that. What does your last card say? Wait until you feel like things are progressing effortlessly. Let the opportunities present themselves when the time is right. Don't force things. Have patience. There is a feeling here of patience and future. And I think that's what the Fool reversed is insinuating as well. You're on the precipice of a new beginning, but we can't quite leap into this yet because there is still certain pieces to tie up. There's still loose ends to tie up. There's still some baggage to kind of unpack and sort through before we can have this new beginning. And a lot of this is about trusting your instincts, battling through these hostile environments so that you are ridding yourself of the baggage that is holding you back, and investing your seeds right now so that they can grow into your future as well. Group one, this has been your channeled messages from your spiritual team reading. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was supportive and brought you clarity and guidance. I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, my guides, and our ancestral team for helping me channel today's messages safely and for looking after me while doing so. I want to thank you for all of your support. And if you would like to have a look at the Patreon exclusive reading, or if you would like to know more about it, you can check out the Patreon community link down below. Patreon is a membership platform, so just make sure you read through all of the screens before you do sign up so that you know exactly what you're signing up for. So group one, that is where I'm going to call your reading. Look after your beautiful self. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I shall see you in another video. Bye. Hi group two, and welcome. If you guys chose this shell over here, let me give it a little twirl to remind you of what it looks like. Then this is going to be your reading. So group two, today we're asking for channeled messages from your spiritual team. I pre-shuffled these cards to get the channeled message portion for you guys. I took a little hot minute with the smoke here to cleanse the energy from group 1's reading, to make sure that this is a fresh reading for you, and just to get things ready for what is to come. Now, just bear with me while I tune in. I don't know if I'm going to channel first person. Yes, I will, because you have a very persistent guide. Okay, straight into it. Group 2. First of all, it's time to let go, they're saying. It's time to let go. Some of you guys have been holding on to something that has been putting you through the ringer here. This thing has been very confusing. It's left you with more questions than answers. It's been very physically demanding on you. It's been very mentally demanding on you. It's something that's actually almost, someone saying it's making you sick. Group 2. It's something that you need to let go of. We want you to let go of this now, and we want you to trust that there is a reason why you've got to let go of this. If it's getting to the point where it's taking a toll on your mental health and your physical health, it's time to let go of. It's time to stop. They're referencing the definition of insanity for me to be able to convey the seriousness of this. It's really time to let go. Now, there is an opportunity here for many of you to, I want to say, it's not slowed down. It's a weird moment of clarity. They're saying take a look in the mirror. So I don't think you're slowing down, group 2. We want you to see, and we want you to see clearly. You need to trust in us. We've always got your back, but we need you to see clearly. So we're going to bring something to you that is inadmissible. We're going to make it so obvious for you that you can't pretend that it's something that it isn't. It may conflict directly with your ethics, your morals. It's going to be very hard for you to pretend like this isn't real once this happens. And we want you to react to this so that you can finally free yourself and move forward. For many of you, this mirror opportunity, it's not slowing you down, but it's very shocking. It's like something coming to your attention in a way where you just can't not see it, you know? Like it's like watching an alien spaceship land in front of you, and everyone around you is filming it and talking about it, and all of a sudden, like, even if you don't believe in aliens, like, how can you not believe that that's happening in front of you? It's going to be very obvious and a little bit shocking, but the intention here is to show you that you are supported and that your guides are watching you and helping you here. They also want you to pay attention to the signs. With elves here, they're trying to do little things. I feel like this is sneaky and a little bit trickstery. They're trying to do little things around your household to show you that they're there. They keep saying that we're here and we need you to see. So I feel like the elves is insinuating a large presence of your spiritual team starting to become more energetic. You could be noticing little things going missing around your house, or doors opening and closing around your house, just to kind of show you that they're there. They really want you to know that they're there. Now, candle and key. There's something here with the candle reversed. I'm hearing I will leave a light on, but they're saying turn the light off. So your message is coming through that some of you are holding on to something that needs to be released. You've been holding on to it for too long. You need to be released. You need to let yourself go. You need to set yourself free from whatever this is. It could be grief for some of you. It could just be holding on to someone that you need to let go of, holding on to something that you need to let go of. But they're saying you need to set yourself free. This candle isn't burning anymore. Pretending that it isn't going to be healthy or helpful for you. The candle reversed has another message though that I want to clarify, because I can't quite pick up on it obtusely. We're going to keep the fairy because that has a message for you. What is this candle reverse, Spirit? What do you want them to know? Resurrection. It's gone. It's not coming back. It's gone. It's not coming back. Tornado. The worst is over. The chaos is cleared. Let the storm settle now. Let the storm settle now, and appreciate what you have in your present. Some of you are missing opportunities because you're holding on to something that isn't coming back. Oh my days. Crystal spirit, what do you want them to know about crystal? Crystal's over here. It's serving as two things. It's serving as protection. They're wanting you to be aware of ways that you can protect your energy. Crystals are one of them, but it may not be something that you all use. Maybe you have other methods of protecting your energy, like just physically protecting your energy by distancing yourself from harmful people, or by using salt for others of you, or by using smoke, or by using, you know, your words to say, like, I don't like what you're doing, and this is me telling you to stop. But otherwise, the other message behind crystal here, aside from protection, is this idea of something coming in. I'm seeing like energy, but I feel like this energy is struggling to be transmuted. So we're going to have to clarify that again, because River tells me that this is moving towards you at a steady pace, and it's a flow. So there's something about this that is consistent. It's not going to slow down. It's not going to stop. It's telling me that this is going to be moving at a consistent pace, traveling towards you currently. So what is the spirit? Can you clarify this? What is moving towards them? Gold mine. They want you to see this gold mine. It's an opportunity to blossom into something. Crystal and gold mine. It feels tangible. It feels like a physical prospect, like a job prospect. It could lead to you moving and traveling, but you kind of, with crystal here, you have to almost make yourself ready for it, if that makes sense. What else do we have? Stereo. We have repairman reversed. Making yourself ready seems to have to do with moving away from things, or leaving certain things in your past and not taking them forward with you. Repairman reversed is almost insinuating that what's broken is broken. We can't fix it. And there's also this message of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of energy. So stereo is saying that there's something... I feel like this is, again, movement. Like, I'm seeing sound waves. I don't think the message is supposed to be that subliminal, though, and that sort of read between the lines. I think it's supposed to be a lot more obvious. What is stereo doing out here now, Spirit? Why is stereo here? They're saying listen. They're saying listen. Stop ignoring us. Listen. They're showing me these messages in a very literal sense. Like this, they're showing me an image of you like this, ignoring them and saying that we're trying to get your attention. Listen. We're trying to get your attention. Listen. We're trying to get your attention. Listen. You may have crystals that go missing, you guys, because they're really trying to get your attention. Group 2, your guides just want you to see how you can move forward. They're acknowledging a period here that you've outgrown or that has succumbed to drought, and it's time for your roots to be uprooted and moved. There is this feeling that you don't connect with them enough, okay? And I don't mean to accuse you of anything. I don't want this to be like a, you don't do enough of this reading. But with Fairy Reverse, they want you to take advantage of them more. They want you to reach out to them more and to ask for their wishes more. They're reminding you that they're basically your fairy godparents. Your spiritual team is there for you, your support. Reach out to them and ask for their support more so that they can help you more. So that's what I'm getting for the channeled side. Let's get into some oracle cards, and then we'll also get some tarot. Alrighty. Interesting. Group number 2. Group number 2, please, Spirit. What messages does their spiritual team have for them? What messages does Group 2 spiritual team have for them? We have 2nd Chakra Archangel Ariel coming out. We have Strategy coming out. And we have Journey coming out. We're also going to use the Angels and Ancestors deck because obviously. What does group 2 spiritual team want them to know right now, Spirit? What is their message? We have the Shaolin Master coming out. This card says, be graceful in movement and action. We also have Water Guardian coming out. Connect with your emotions. 2 more cards, please, Spirit, for group 2. We have Shaman, trust in higher forces. 1 more card for group 2, please, Spirit. 1 more card. We have Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. And your bottom deck energy, Sweet Pea, is Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Wowzers. So what I'm getting, I will get clarifying cards if I get stuck on anything. I don't want to read between the lines here with this very specific reading. We're going to get clarifying cards. But kind of what I'm picking up on, group 2, is that your guide's main message is to grow and is to feel inspired to see growth as well. Like, the fact that we have these 2 cards here, there's something in our emotions that we really need to let go of. Water Guardian, connect with your emotions, is saying disconnect from something here in your emotions. And I feel like this is a difficult pill to swallow. I literally just choked on my tongue. But I also think that on the other side of this is a lot of freedom. The second chakra is like your birthing place. It's like your ovaries and your testicles and the source of inspiration and conception and this idea of renewal and rebirth and everything that I felt that you guys are needing right now. They're almost saying, like, please connect with this idea that you can conceive again, or that you can create again, that you can have something passionate and fiery again, that it isn't all what you've already been through, that there is more out there for you. With this disconnect with your emotions, it's this feeling of, don't deny yourself how you feel, but also don't hold on to something forever that has long past its due date. There is a strong feeling here of you repurposing this stagnant emotional energy into a fruitful new opportunity for yourself. But it has to start with you, group 2, because they are indicating that they've tried to give you opportunities and you've not seized them. You've let them pass. You haven't been either focused on them, or you just haven't wanted to focus on them. You've been very stuck on something in your past instead. So either it's, it's time to just let it go, or it's time to really think of how you can bring this energy back to life if that's really what you want to do. The overall idea here is to stay open to conceiving something again with fire, with passion, with creativity, with desire again. Strategy reversed and Shaman reversed. This is interesting. They're highlighting here that your lack of trust and faith is stalling a lot of your plans. And I don't think this is about you having like a spiritual practice, or they don't want to make it seem like you're not doing enough. They're just saying that you need to believe in yourself more. And trust in higher forces reversed is almost insinuating that this lack of trust in what is happening, or this lack of faith or belief in what is happening, is immediately sabotaging your plans for the future. With strategy reversed, there is a feeling here of tunnel vision standing in the way of your success. They want you to look at your world, the world around you, as your oyster, as an expansive horizon, as though you're sitting in the oyster shell looking at your opportunities. Like, there's a strong energy here of you've tunnel visioned yourself into something that you were supposed to exceed, you were supposed to break out of. And I do think that a lot of this feeling of being stuck has to do with this tunnel vision, or this lack of belief and trust in the fact that there is more out there for you. Shaman is indicating a lot of wisdom within you that is yet to be fully tapped into. You have a lot of spiritual wisdom, if that's how you want to label it. You could just look at it as experience wisdom, general wisdom based on what you have been through. You have a lot of it, and I feel like it's untapped because we haven't taken time to fully digest our experiences and process our actions so that we can move forward with clear faith and clarity. I feel like taking that time to understand how you acted in certain situations builds more confidence in how you may act in future situations. When you're able to come from a position of love when you look at your past and love in the fact that I did the best that I could with the information that I had, with the situation I was given. I don't hold resentment to my past self. I don't hold bitterness to my past self, not wanting to label those as actions or feelings that you may have. But when you're able to kind of look back and be at peace with the fact that you did the best that you could with what information you had, you can't change the past. All you can do for the sake of your present and future self is accept that it happened and learn from it, so that when you do become faced with a similar situation, you can move instinctually with the wisdom of your past experiences. And I think that's what they're insinuating here. Journey and shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. I feel like this is you, sweets. You are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. You've been through so much significant, I want to say change, but it could just be series of events and situations around people. I want to clarify that, but they're really saying here with Shapeshifter that you've got this untapped potential inside of you, this gift almost, that is trying to steer you in a specific path. And I don't think it's a direction. With journey reversed here, it's not any one direction, any one direction. It is this path though. It's this idea that there's more out there for you. And I don't think it's about settling into something. I think that it's about liberating yourself from something so that you see how much opportunity you have. There's, again, with the journey reverse, there's this theme of you pigeonholing yourself and accidentally typecasting yourself as a specific character who's destined to live out a specific plot. I don't think that's the case. Can we please clarify, Spirit, Shapeshifter? What other information can Shapeshifter offer Group 2? What is this situation that they're shapeshifting and transforming? Door to romance, it has to do with your heart, sweets. It has to do with your previous experiences and love and how you perceive love moving forward. This seems to be a blockage for many of you. There's a lot of growth for you guys. With 33 here, there's an opportunity to expand into something and to really grow into something. Shapeshifter is insinuating an opportunity to use what you've learned or to tap into a potential of your past experiences so that you can transform your current situation and your future situations. Transform and unveil your gifts. Door to romance. There's a secret within you that you haven't really tapped into that has to do with your heart, how you love, how you trust, how you share love with others and trust in others. And it has to do with doing this for yourself first, sweets. You may have a lot of love for yourself or a lot of confidence in yourself, but there is also this feeling of trusting yourself again in these situations and allowing yourself to have these opportunities again. It may take a lot of time for some of you guys with patience coming out. It could take a lot of time. It could take a lot of time for you to build that trust again and to really embrace who you are now and fully let go of who you used to be and how you used to be in situations around romance. Is there anything else they need to know about these cards in this third column, Spirit? Daughter Spirit reversed. When in doubt, ask for help. When in doubt, ask for help. You have a direct hotline to your guides. That's why they're here telling us these things, because they see what we cannot. They guide where we cannot see. So reach out for them, ask for their support. They see things that we can't, and they're able always to help you and to guide you through signs, through messages, subliminal, sometimes very obvious for some of us. Daughter Spirit being reversed is saying, take advantage of your spiritual team, please, and ask for those answers. This message, I feel, for all groups is just going to be reminding us to connect with them and ask them for help. They're saying that if you do feel stuck and if you feel like things aren't progressing forward, or you need more answers, or you just need confirmation that you're on the right path, even if you're moving slowly, ask for support and help, especially with love. Now, Shaolin Master over here, graceful in movement and action with broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. There is a feeling here of taking things slow, like you have a lot of fire and desire. Can we say desire? This desire is based from a very fiery energy, and often we look at fire as this volatile substance that burns brightly and moves quickly. But in your case, it's supposed to be an ignition source. It's not supposed to dictate the pace of your journey ahead. With graceful, be graceful in movement and action, they're almost implying that it's about the quality, not the quantity at the end of the day. Moving forward with intention, with meaning, not with the idea of, I just need to tick this box and that box and that box and that box. Life isn't about boxes. Life is about experiences, and it's not about the number of experiences you have. It's about the way those experiences shape you and the way they make you feel. There can be so much meaning in having a cup of tea at home by yourself versus being lost in a crowd of people and not really feeling inspired to do anything except fuel your body with a cup of tea at a local store. It's all about how you feel that moment. And I think that it will vary for each and every one of you. This fire over here is your ignition source, is your main message. It's not supposed to dictate the pace of your journey. Be graceful in movement and action. It's about meaning and intention, moving forward with quality, not quantity. Especially with broken arrow down here, embrace the energy of peace. This card tells us that you are still healing from something or recovering from something. We're still needing to appreciate that we're bearing wounds from a previous experience or a previous battle over here. The energy of peace is offering us respite, but it is also offering us the opportunity to feel wounds that we were distracted from in the past, or to feel pain that we had been too busy to acknowledge. I feel like embrace the energy of peace is encouraging you to know when to be still as well as when to move forward. So your energy here at the end of your reading is really changing, and I want to see if there's any other messages that I may have missed in those cards. We're going to use one more ancestral card from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. Is there anything that I've missed in this final column for group 2? Lord, take charge with authority. I feel like they're saying that you dictate the pace of your journey here. They're wanting you to be reminded of your power, and also to be reminded of how much power you have in the pace of things. There's a lot of Capricorn here. This could be a significant sign in your chart. You could have cardinal energy in your chart, which would mean that it can be frustrating for you when things don't go according to plan or in the way that you had wanted it to. But I see here with Lord that whatever happens, however slow, as long as you remind yourself how much control you have in the situation, then the pace of this is up to you. Don't feel pressured by what other people are doing or saying. Don't feel pressured by the comparison of yourself against your peers or your siblings or your family in general. Don't feel pressured by the expectations of others who haven't walked a day in your shoes. There is a strong energy here of take charge with authority and take control over the pace of your journey again. This fire is an ignition source, but it doesn't dictate the pace of your journey. And I do think that there may be a period here where, again, like came through in the channeled messages portion of your reading, you're kind of shocked, but you're not stagnant. It's just a moment of clarity that you can't deny that does change the course of your path. Your direction changes immediately once you receive this clarity. It shocks you, but it doesn't stop you. So I think that the main advice in this portion of your reading is that when this shock happens, use it to really decide whether you want to change the pace of things, whether you need to restructure, reprioritize things, whether you need to refocus, recalibrate things in your life so that things move to your fitting, to your desires, you know. Let's move forward. We're going to get some tarot for group 2, please, Spirit. What does their spiritual team want to tell them? What does group 2 spiritual team want to tell them? We have the High Priestess coming out in the upright position. We have the Queen of Blades coming out in the upright position. That came out for group 1 as well. What does group 2 spiritual team want to tell them? We have the 8 of Pentacles coming out in the reverse. We're not going to take the ones that are that aren't showing. We'll just take the ones that are showing. We have the 2 of Swords in the upright. Oof, I just got shivers, like really strong shivers with that card. We have the 6 of Wands in the reverse as well. Wow. Yeah, some of you need to take a break from somebody else's expectations over you. The message that came through with this card is that some people have very strong opinions, or maybe it's that you guys put too much weight behind how you want others to see you. It's like you expect yourselves to be a certain way and to look a certain way and to act a certain way and to have certain things and to dress and be surrounded by certain things, like ticking all of these boxes. They're saying take a step down, remove yourself from that pedestal of being the hero, the object of other people's desires. And it's really about trying to get more in touch with what you truly want. Like, what do you actually desire? Because I feel like you've put a lot of weight on what you think other people want from you, or what you think other people expect from you. The 6 of Wands is asking for you to take a private moment to self, to ground, to reflect, to tune in again. Maybe this doesn't have to be a full hermit mode experience. It's just about pulling your energy back so that you're more aware of what you actually want. Because I feel like a lot of weight goes towards what other people want from you and how other people want to see you and how other people expect to see you. Oh. Anyway, your bottom deck energy is the 5 of Wands reversed. Yeah, this isn't a competition, group 2. Nobody's in your league. You are one of a kind. And even if somebody looks kind of like you, they don't possess your zest. They don't possess your energy. They don't possess your personality, your exact values, morals, and ethics, your exact experiences. You are one of a kind. Stop comparing yourself to others. With the 5 of Wands reverse, there is this energy of fighting for your own attention, and that shouldn't be the case. You are the dictator of who gets your energy and who gets your attention. Some of you, this is about removing yourself from certain settings, social settings, or just situations where you feel like you have to compete, because it isn't supposed to be a competition. And your guides are very protective of you, by the way, too, group 2. They're coming across as angry and heated, like somebody out in your energy wants blood for the way that you feel. Like they feel like you spend a lot of time putting emphasis on how other people make you feel, and they're very heated about that. They really just want to it's a very paternal masculine energy of like, how dare you make my loved one feel like this? Like, gushness. Like, not saying that masculine energies are violent, but it's very much like a protective energy, like heavy protective energy around you, just like not wanting you to feel this way ever again. And it's going to make me cry. But anyway, first thing that I'm noticing is you got 2 2s here, and you did have 2s throughout your whole reading. We got the 2nd chakra, we got strategy, which was 21, journey, which was the number 2. There is a strong 2 energy here, and these 2 cards both talk about trust. Both of them are in the upright, and they're both talking about trust. They're asking for you to trust yourself above all people, and in order to do that, some of you, it's about going back to the basics of knowing yourself again, knowing what you want, knowing that your opinion matters, knowing that you are the one who dictates these major choices, these major decisions in your life, and coming back into that power. It's a passive power initially, but once you have that knowledge, that clarity of how much power and control you have, it really does set the tone for your energy, and it really does change your interactions with other people. It's a passive power initially, but it is so powerful in shaping your existence. So the High Priestess over here is this energy of knowing and being powerful without having to prove how powerful you are. There is something here about trusting yourself and knowing yourself from the inside out. They want you to get to a point where you can make a decision for yourself without needing to seek validation from somebody else. They want you to be able to trust that you are able to protect yourself moving forward. I don't know what it was that happened in your past, but it feels like you're very afraid of accidentally making the wrong decision or the wrong move. It's like you have to hold on to everything just in case letting go is the worst thing that you could ever do. And what this has done is it's created so much heavy residual energy around you of things that just need to be cut free. Like it's getting to the point where we have to start cutting things free with the Queen of Blades. We have to start cutting things free. We have to start speaking up for ourselves and doing what we need to in order to move forward. And you have this within you. You have a side to you that can be very blunt and very quick with the tongue, to the point where nobody questions you. I feel like it's about tapping into that side more and realizing how much power your words and your actions have, setting the tone for how you wish to be treated through your words and your actions, whether you have to be more vocal with some people or more expressive with others. Some people, you tell them, I don't want to be treated that way, and they won't know until you stop talking to them because they continue treating you that way. And you have to come back and say, listen, I had to stop talking to you because you continued to treat me in the way that I don't want to be treated, whereas other people, you can tell them straight, don't talk to me like that. I don't appreciate it. It's not nice, and I don't expect to be treated that way, nor do I expect to treat others that way. And they'll be like, yeah, cool, sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes, thank you for being honest. I feel like the Queen of Blades is reminding you of your power here when it comes to communication and action, which is a message that came through for group 1 as well. Now, the 8 of Pentacles reversed here, there is this energy of turning things around. I do think that your life needs to be restructured. There is too much energy being put towards material things with the 8 of Pentacles reversed, whether it's a work schedule, a fitness schedule for the sake of maintaining some sort of physical thing. There is an energy here of balancing things out more. They're almost indicating you don't have to give up, but restructure it a bit more, balance it out more so that we're not putting all our energy into one thing. I consider the 8 of Pentacles upright to be us wanting to master something, almost like an apprenticeship or really sort of skill building and putting a lot of effort into something. But when it's reversed, it's almost like, stop, please, just do something else for tonight. Please don't do this again. Do something different for once, please. And I think that's what your guides are encouraging. There's something in your physical routine that you do at least on a weekly basis that they want you to consider doing differently. And can we clarify that, please? What is this and what do you want them to do instead? Can we clarify that 8 of Pentacles reverse, please? You've already thought about it. They're showing me these cards like the 6 of Swords reversed, indicating that you've already thought about doing this differently, but for some reason you haven't acted upon it yet. It's either you're waiting to, or you just haven't done it yet. Yeah, look at these cards. We have Temperance clarifying the 8 of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Star, and we have the 9 of Swords in the upright. You've definitely thought about doing things differently. And we have the 8 of Swords upright. They're saying that it starts today. So there is something here that needs to stop almost immediately, because the more that we delay it, the more it becomes something that's bigger than it used to be. It's kind of like when you procrastinate doing the dishes, but you keep eating, so the dishes just keep getting bigger. And then finally, you have to, because you're eating on plastic Tupperware lids that don't even have bottom containers, It's this feeling of the more you delay it, the bigger it gets, when it's actually just a simple task of doing it in the first place. And I don't mean to minimize, serious issues, because I know that when you have, we're all individuals, and what's big to me might be little to you and vice versa. So I don't mean to minimize what you're experiencing, but I do want you to know that your message group 2 from your guides here is that this can only change with your actions, and it has to start today. The more you delay it, the less you will actually do this, and the more trapped you will feel. I think that this is the most clarity that you're going to get. It's like you're waiting for more information. This is all the information that you're going to get. Temperance is telling me that the energy is about you. You have it all within you here. Temperance is this feeling of balancing from within, tempering out your energy, your anger, your needs, your wants versus the things that you need to do as well. Or that you have to do as well. So I feel like you have it within you to do this. You just need to make time for it. You need to temper it better so that you have time for it. And you need to plan it better, maybe with the star here. The star is talking about the future for you and making time for this in your present, rather than just sort of pushing it back and saying next time, tomorrow, next week, next weekend, on the weekend I'll do that. Don't worry, I will do it, but not today. They're saying make time for it now. Now, this 2 of Swords, we'll talk about it again. I'll see if there's any other messages coming through. We want you to have trust, they're saying. We want you to believe in yourself. We want you to take time before you make an action. So this is confirming the Lord, the Shaolin Master, and the Broken Arrow. The 2 of Swords upright is asking for you to stand in that passive energy until you know exactly how to move forward. This is separate from this one, okay? This one is very much do it now, or it's just going to be too big and you're going to be less inclined to want to do it, if that makes sense. The 2 of Swords is talking about this authority, this healing, this opportunity to move forward, to communicate, to act. I feel like the 2 of Swords is asking for you to sit with a balanced mind and to allow this opportunity to unfold for you. There is going to be an opportunity to take action. When it happens, it's going to be hard to miss, but until then, they really just want you to learn to trust yourself enough again to be able to take action when action's due. And I think that this has to do with you taking your energy back from others and pulling your energy back from others, so that we're not waiting for other people to tell us when to act and how to act. So we're doing that for ourselves. Is there anything else with the 2 of Swords that you'd like group 2 to know? They're showing me the 4 of Swords now. The 4 of Swords is upright, yeah. So we don't need to rush this, okay? It's about taking your time, putting meaning into it, allowing this to be an opportunity of quality over quantity. We don't have to rush this, is the main message that's coming through. With the 6 of Swords reversed, it is all about when we feel ready enough. I feel the 6 of Swords reversed, again, it's kind of like stalling, but in a helpful way. Spirit, you're going to have to be clear, because you were telling them to take action here. So why are we stalling over there? The 5 of, yeah, okay. You have to stall because you're going to feel like you're still comparing yourself to other people. So there's something over here that's separate from this, okay? This is very much like restructure your life, please. Temper your energy out so that you have more room for the things that you're delaying so that they can happen now. But over here, this has to do with you comparing yourself to other people and comparing expectations of yourself to the expectations that others have for you. Now, this is about you taking time away from them to improve your quality in life, whether that's you're measuring that through your work or through your artistic side. There's something here that has to do with your performance that will be greatly improved once you detangle your energy from others. Comparing yourself to others is pulling you back. You need to separate yourself from them, which may look like you're going backwards, but it's actually going to give you the authenticity to push forward, especially if you're like working on something and you keep comparing yourself to your peers or to those around you who are in a similar situation to you. It's only causing you to slow down because the quality of your work is being compromised and your journey is constantly being impacted by how you feel other people expect you to perform. If you focus more on yourself and take some time out to really think about what you want for yourself, it will propel your situation forward forward. But you need to kind of just sit in this mode where you're just trying to figure out what you actually want first before you take action, if that makes sense. They're also showing me the Valet of Wands. So for some of you, you'll be changing directions completely. What you were once heading towards is going to be completely flipped, and you'll be moving in a different direction altogether. This isn't something that can be measured by time, because it's actually being measured by inspiration. You connected to yourself is what is going to help this part of your life move forward. The more you compare yourself to others, the slower and the more unsuccessful your experiences in that area of your life will be. Now, to close your reading, group 2, we're going to get Dream Oracle cards to get closing advice from your spiritual team. Group 2, please, Spirit. What closing advice do you have for group 2 from their spiritual team? I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Sorry, me and my silly accents. Don't try to control things. It will take you further away from your inner wisdom. Calm down and listen to your heart. Your subconscious is always working towards your best interests. And I think that's what this is kind of talking about as well, if I'm honest. But I feel like this is them reminding you of how well you can do by yourself, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's just something that you're afraid of doing or being. I don't know if you're just afraid of being alone, but don't try to control things. It will take you further away from your inner wisdom. Calm down and listen to your heart. Your subconscious is always working towards your best interests. And we also have, in your heart, you know what is good for you and what makes you excited to be alive day after day. You need to trust your dreams and follow your instincts. If you don't, you'll only end up making other people's dreams come true. Holy heck, if that doesn't slap the knee after this whole 40-minute reading. Oh my gosh. You need to trust your dreams and follow your instincts. If you don't, you'll only end up making other people's dreams come true. And I feel that that is your main message. What do you want? Because you realizing what you want is going to change everything for you, group 2, and your spiritual team is always there for your support, for your wishes. Call out to them, ask them for signs, put that on them, like it seems like you want me to move in the other direction. If that's true, give me a sign, tell me, is this what I'm supposed to do? Because I really feel like they've been trying to show you this for a long time, and many of you have had tunnel vision for a very long time. So group 2, that's what I see for you, sweets. We got deep. We got hella deep. Take what resonates in this reading, group 2. Don't force anything to fit. The aim of this reading is to offer you support, clarity, and guidance on your journey, and it is supposed to add to what you already know about your circumstances. If it doesn't resonate, don't let it take from you. I want to take a quick second to thank my guides, your guides, and our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's message and for keeping me safe while doing so. If you feel inclined, you are welcome to explore Patreon. Down below, the link is in the description box. There is an exclusive reading up on Patreon that will not be released to YouTube. So if you're interested in what I do over there, do check out the link down below. I just want to thank you for all of your support right here on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for connecting with me today, and I shall see you in another video. Bye. Hi group 3 and welcome. If you guys chose the Buddha, then this is going to be your reading today. I don't know how I chose to describe this in the intro. I've filmed the groups before I filmed the intro, but I do love this little figurine. It's more of like a sentimental piece now. It just brings me good luck, it brings me joy, and I like to see Buddha in general. I don't know, my spirituality is unlabeled in terms of a specific faith, but I do align with a lot of the Buddhism beliefs. So this happy little Buddha gives me so much joy, and it's been a beautiful little token in my collection of artifacts. So welcome group 3. If you chose Buddha, this is your group. Now today, group 3, we're asking Spirit for channeled messages from your ancestral team. We're going to be focusing on your spiritual team specifically and what they want to say to you. Now for the last 2 groups I shuffled off camera, but My plans to do a channeled letter were foiled. There was simply too much to tell you, especially group 1. That really set the tone for the rest of the readings. So I'm just going to shuffle this beautiful deck, the deck of character, and we're going to see what messages we can get from this deck. All right, group 3, please, Spirit. What does group 3's spiritual team want them to know right now? Oh, we do have this card coming out for you, Guts in the reverse. What does group 3's spiritual team want them to know right now? We have House Under Construction coming out in the reverse. What does group 3's spiritual team want them to know? We have Devotee coming out in the reverse. We have the Self coming out upright. We have Hot Springs coming out. We have Baby Angel coming out. We have Treadmill coming out. Wow, one more card, please. What does their spiritual team want them to know? And we have Demon coming out as well. This is interesting. Bottom deck energy is Poet as your reversal there, bottom deck energy. Now, quick little disclaimer, group 3. I'm just addressing this because it is going to be obvious if you are one of those people that watch more than one group. At the time that I'm filming your reading, it is later at night. Most of my household is asleep, and I'm not going to be this really like loud and Gemini rising type of person that I usually am. The message that I'm getting for you guys doesn't really require me to be that way anyway. Your spiritual team comes through with a strong, calm presence, group 3. And the overall message here is to, I hope this isn't rude, but stop demonizing yourself, especially finishing with those 2 cards. But let's start from the beginning here. Let's start from the beginning, Happy Buddhas, group number 3. Your spiritual team, let's channel this like I did for the other 2 groups. I'm going to be channeling first person, so do excuse the pronouns are going to change a little bit. We want you to start trusting your gut instincts more. We feel like you've been neglecting this impulse that you had inside of you, this impulse that's been telling you that something is brewing, something is growing around you, for you. We want you to trust what you feel within you more. And we also want you to appreciate that these things have been brewing for some time. This hot springs business is supposed to bring you, is supposed to warm you up a little bit. I don't want to say to breaking point, but it's supposed to put you in a position where things are uncomfortable until they are addressed. And once you address these things, you will find that the temperature, the uncomfortability starts to dissipate and things start to become more digestible again. We are very proud of you for your ability to handle similar situations like this in the past, and for the way that you don't let these past situations hold you back. We're referencing specifically an incident where you've had to kind of digest and process a lot of this by yourself without relying on closure from external forces. We want you to know that we're very proud of the way that you manage your emotions. We acknowledge that you are someone who is very self-aware, and we're very happy for that. But we also want you to focus on balancing that hyper-awareness so that you're not putting yourself under extreme scrutiny. We want to remind you that you are your biggest ally and at times your worst enemy, and people don't see you in the way that you see yourself. You are someone who, yes, is still growing. You're not perfect, but that doesn't mean that you're the worst person on this earth either. We want to remind you that you aren't a representation of your worst mistakes. In fact, you are someone who is inevitably going to make mistakes. You are someone who is going to keep growing and developing throughout your existence in this lifetime on this earth, through across lifetimes. You aren't defined by the things that you've done wrong. In fact, these are what shape your character in a positive way. The way that you handle these challenges, these side quests, these little tangents, these unfortunate opportunities is truly a test to your character as a strength. Now, we also want to tell you that if something didn't work out the first time around, it just wasn't meant to happen in that way. It doesn't mean that you weren't supposed to have it, full stop. It just means that right now is not the time for this to be birthed. It feels like we need to tell you this, or at least remind you that this was out of your control, and that when the timing is right, it will happen. But until then, it cannot happen under these circumstances. We want to tell you that we have been watching you and protecting you and working with you to bring something into fruition as well. We so badly want to bring you this gift, this thing that you've really wanted, that you've been devoting your heart and your energy into. But we have to make sure that the circumstances are right. We have to make sure that the situation is right, and we can't let it happen sooner or in an unbalanced situation. We want you to know that this isn't a reflection of your faith. We want you to know that you've done everything that you possibly can, and there's nothing more that you can give. In fact, if anything, you could start giving a little bit less. You could start incorporating more opportunities for other things in your life. You've been going around in circles on this thing, and it's out of your control at this point. We want to remind you to be aware and mindful of the things that you can and cannot control. It is not your responsibility to make the impossible happen. Give that burden to your spiritual team, to the ones who are guiding you and protecting you. It is not your responsibility to constantly be the one who's trying to do everything here. In fact, we really, really want to encourage you to start focusing your energy on more healthier things, so that you're not just stuck in the cycle that's going over and over and over and over again. We do want to talk about the demonizing again as well, because we do feel like you are this incredible, special, wonderful person who is only doing their best. And it's important to remind yourself that on a regular, especially if you do constantly find or criticize things about yourself, you are so special to us. And it took many, many lifetimes to create you as you are today. We've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the existence that is you, alive today. So much love, pain, experience, and suffering went into you, who you are, through our lives before you. And we want you to love yourself at least a fraction of how we love you. There is so much to you that is worthy and deserves to be seen and recognized and appreciated in the very least. We really want you to try to remember that you aren't this evil, wicked, undeserving person who just can't seem to get things right. And I know that that's easier said than done. There's a lot more that goes into these thoughts. There's a lot more that forges behind the scenes here. But the crux of it all is reminding yourself that you're only doing the best that you can in this circumstance. We want to remind you that you aren't defined by your past, by your history, by who you were and how you were. We want to remind you that the future can be so much more than what you've already experienced and than what has already happened. We want to remind you that we are here to protect you from these things that feel like they are going to hurt you or stand in the way of your true happiness and success. And we're always trying to help this. We do want to highlight that there has been a disturbance in your energy at the moment, and I don't think this is all your fault. That's partially contributing to the reason why some things just can't happen right now. If you've been feeling out of alignment energetically, it's because there is something off. And I think that it's affecting a lot of different areas of your life, your spirituality and your physical health, as well as your environmental health, not necessarily feeling rested and settled at home. We do want to talk about this unexpressed emotion within you that needs to find a way out as well, even if it feels too aggressive, even if it's anger, even if it's fear, even if it's frustration, even if it's resentment, bitterness. We want you to find a way to let this energy out and to heal this energy from you, in the sense of it is a part of what you have been through, but you don't need to continue to carry it with you every step of your journey. We want to encourage you to open up more and to share these parts of yourselves with others, because you will find that you are not alone in these feelings. However heavy they are, you share them with others. And whether that's comforting or simply liberating, it is going to be an outlet for you and a way of releasing these heavy feelings as well. In closing, we want to remind you that you are protected, that we're proud of you, and that we see you doing everything you can right now to make it happen. The biggest advice we can give you is to get off that treadmill, is to stop beating yourself up all the time, and is to remind yourself on the daily that you are doing the best that you can right now with what that you have. And if you ever need support, please let us know. Call out to us, connect to us, and really challenge us to be there to help you and support you. That is why we're here. So group 3, that's what I'm seeing for you. I feel like you have a fairly intimate team is what I want to say. I want to say that it's like a intimate team of support. Like there's a strong message of ancestral connection. Oh, excuse me. I apologize, group 3. It's late, but it's not that late. That's just rude. I apologize. It feels like you have an ancestral team, but it's very intimate. Like you have a few just dedicated guides. I'm not talking about like a horde of energies. On the consistent day-to-day basis, you probably have like 2 to 3 guides that work hands-on with you, and I feel like they have links to you from either a previous lifetime or like direct ancestors. There was a message that came through group 3 about you, and I feel like you share likeness with one of these ancestors. You look like them, but obviously different again, and I feel like this ancestor is particularly fond of you in the sense of whenever you have self-image issues, or you're just not feeling very confident in who you are physically, I feel like this ancestor can really empathize with you and send so much love to you in those moments to try to pick yourself up, especially if there's like a specific facial feature that you don't like. Like for some of you it's your nose, for others of you it could be your eye shape, or like your mouth, something about on your face. They really send so much love to you when you pick that out. And I also think that there is something going on with your energy that is impacting your spirituality, and in terms of like how your faith and how you trust yourself and trust whatever it is that you follow when it comes to your spiritual practices, as well as your physical health. It seems to be impacting your physical health as well. So let's get some oracle cards. I'm going to pack these up. That was the channeled message portion. We're going to get oracle cards now, group 3, to see what else your spiritual team wants you to know. Okay, what should we start with? We got to do our angels and ancestors oracle deck naturally. Groupus Threepus. What messages does group 3's spiritual team have for them in spirit? Okay, we have Stargazer, set your sights higher. We also have Autumn, release the old and rest. I don't know if that's supposed to be reversed or not. We're going to leave it upright. We also have Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. And your bottom deck energy is Seer. See beyond the current situation. It's the first time I've seen that card. It's beautiful. All right, we're going to clarify these cards with a different oracle deck today. Let me get that deck ready. Group 3, please, Spirit. Can I please clarify these cards? What does Group 3 spiritual team want them to know? We have the Temple Path coming out. What does Group 3 spiritual team want them to know, please, Spirit? We have Strategy coming out. Group 3 spiritual team want them to know, please, Spirit. Just one more card. We have Angel of Love coming out. And your bottom deck energy is Walking Away coming out. Wow. Oh, you guys might have a fear of intimacy. I feel like some of you guys struggle to let people close to you, even your loved ones. Maybe they don't really get to know what's going on beneath the surface for you. I don't know if it's because you just don't think that your issues are worth sharing, or if you have a guard up at the moment that makes it difficult for people to get close to you. But I'm getting this emotional separation from you guys, like you don't want to be touched, or you don't want people close to you right now. There is an issue here that may get better if you share and open up with someone specifically, but we'll see how that comes through in the messages in your cards as well. Stargazer over here, set your sights higher. It feels like they're giving you an intermission here with these two cards. Your guides want you to know that the point of your journey right now is to actually slow down a little bit so that you can see where you've been cutting yourself short. Because it seems like Group 3, you guys are supposed to be higher, or at least elevated. And I don't know if it's just that, you have been moving in the wrong direction, or going about it the wrong way, maybe focusing on the wrong things, or potentially just cutting yourself short and not necessarily projecting high enough when it comes to the success here. And I feel like you may be someone who has very high expectations of yourself, but I don't think that's the point of set your gaze higher, set your sights higher. I think that it's about having more faith in the actions that you're taking and giving yourself more credit for the effort that you're putting in, not raising your expectations and hiring that amount of pressure, or adding to the amount of pressure that you have on your shoulders. More so acknowledging the effort that you're putting in and feeding more positive energy in so that you can actually get more positive energy out. I think that in order to appreciate this concept, your guides are hinting at a slower period here where you're going to be offered respite with the Temple Path. I see the Temple Path as like a checkpoint where you have an opportunity to reflect, to pause, and to decide how you want to move forward. I see the Temple Path as a change of perspective at times, an opportunity to slow down, not stopping, but slowing down, pausing, and being able to understand how and where we want to move forward in our journey, choosing that next mission. I feel like you are going to be, if you're not already, at a checkpoint. Your guides are also indicating this in the Autumn and Strategy card. These two are basically the same energy from before, but represented in the opposite oracle decks. So with Autumn here, this is saying release the old and rest. They are encouraging you to pay attention to what is causing resistance or frustration within you, because there are hints there on what either needs to be worked through or worked over. Now, this is implying that there is a better way of investing your energy right now so that you're not, one, burning out, but also two, you're also getting the results that you want from the situation. There's an interesting energy here of releasing something that you've been doing for so long that has been giving you minimal results, so that you can make way for a new direction here that is going to be more rewarding for you. Now, this could be talking about a career path. This could be talking about a relationship. It could be talking about a creative interest. I'm getting a lot of fire from your energy. It feels like this is like a 9 of Wands situation. And I think that you have a guard up and you're very defensive about this because you've invested a lot of energy into it. But at the same time, we're not asking you to quit. We're just asking you to think about how you're investing your energy and to really decide for yourself whether there may be a better way to do it, so that you're still achieving your desired outcome, but you're not burning out and you're getting an even better reward for what you're putting in, you know? Like, it's like you're using, I don't know, how would I word this? You're paying $20 a gallon for your fuel, which is ridiculous. And in Australia, we don't even have gallons, so I don't know why I'm using this analogy. But it's like you're paying $20 a gallon for your fuel and you're only getting 30 minutes of work out of it. So you're getting paid like $15 an hour and having to pay $20 a gallon for 30 minutes of work. You're working at a loss right now. You're working at a deficit. What you can do, what your guides are trying to help you do, is create more profit in that situation so that you're not burning out and so that you can balance those deficits, those losses. Now over here, we have Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved, being clarified by the Angel of Love in the reverse. And I definitely think this isn't a coincidence. This is playing into that feeling of intimacy. And I got that because I tried to push all the cards together and they wouldn't let me. They were telling me to separate all the cards. So there is a feeling in your energy, group 3, that you either have a fear of intimacy or it's very hard at the moment for the ones that you love to get close to you. And I think that we could blame this on other people's actions, but realistically, your energy is pushing people away right now as well. It is difficult to get close to your heart right now. Spirit and your spiritual team are saying that in order for people to come in, you have to give a little as well. And it has to come down to you recognizing how you may be pushing certain people away, whether this is a romantic interest or for most of you, this is family and friends. These are people who actually love you. They've proven to you through time and actions in their past that they love you, they care about you, and for some reason, they still struggle to get close to you right now when you probably need them the most. Love and let yourself be loved with the Angel of Love reversed is saying that for many of you, your spiritual team is noticing this trend where you back yourself into a corner and put up these high walls of defense that stops people from getting close to you and helping you when you need them the most. They want you to be aware of that and to understand that in order to feel what you've been missing out on, because I don't think that this is a comfortable feeling for you. I think that many of you want your loved ones around you and that you want that emotional connection and support. In order to have that, you do need to be aware of where you put these boundaries up and that you're the only one that can take them down. We can't expect people to work out our problems for us in terms of our fears of intimacy. And I think that language is sometimes manipulated in a way where it's like, well, if they really want me, they'll try to work through my issues. And it's like, that's so unfair, though, to expect somebody else who doesn't understand everything that you've been through, even if they've known you for a long time, they haven't walked a day in your shoes, to expect them to break down barriers that we don't even understand for ourselves, and they're supposed to understand it. It's an impossible task, and we'll always lose if that's the way that we face the situation. They want you to acknowledge that these boundaries are yours to take down and yours alone. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have any boundaries at all. Boundaries are healthy if they are there for a healthy reason. But in your case, I don't think that these ones are. I think that these ones could be a little bit less rigid so that you're at least allowing some people closer to you. That doesn't mean that you should be walked all over. It just means that you're getting more connection, which I think is what you want. I think that's what you need. Now over here with Seer, we have see beyond the current situation and walking away in the reverse. I'm hearing this as someone coming back. And I think that for some of you, this is you going back to a situation and not being too proud to do that. But for others of you, this is someone coming back to you. Now, this says, see beyond the current situation. I do think that there's a level of faith involved in the situation if this hasn't happened yet. This could be a different context because for some of you in the past, you've had someone walk away from you and you've been told for a long time that they were going to come back. It's a common thing to hear in readings. I think this is a fresh situation. This is not that person. This is somebody else coming back into your life. We're going to clarify why, and we're going to clarify what they're bringing, because Spirit is indicating that they are bringing a lesson, and I don't think it's going to be easy for them to come back in because you have high guards. And I want you to know that the lesson that I'm getting is a lesson in love that isn't supposed to be difficult. It's only difficult because our boundaries are so high. So let me clarify with tarot really quickly. Actually, we're going to clarify with the energy oracle decks. Spirit, what can you tell us about this person that's coming back? Why? Oh my days. We have man holding a heart. Why are they coming back, Spirit? This is a romantic opportunity for you. Someone who has your heart. They're coming back because they've learned from your past mistakes. I say that because you both had roles to play in this situation. Magician and the mirror. This is someone who has gained power. They've recognized their power is probably a better way of wording it. They feel like they recognize themselves now. They feel like they understand themselves better, and they acknowledge how much power they have now. Whereas I don't think that they knew before. I don't think they appreciated before. This could be someone who you've been in a cycle with, but for many of you, I see you starting a new cycle with this person altogether new. Anything else, please, Spirit? Daughter Spirit. Interesting. Why is Spirit coming out now? Woman holding a heart. This is someone who is connected to you. I'm hearing like a moth to a flame. So for some of you, this could be a twin flame, or this could just be a very difficult soulmate connection that was not able to ground immediately. The two of you had your separation, and then you have the opportunity now to come together. I know that's a triggering message, so just take it as it resonates. We're not supposed to be focusing on love, but your team wants you to know that they will come back to you. If they are meant for you, they will come back for you. Your heart isn't wrong. And I feel like this person is someone who genuinely loves you and cares about you. With a man holding a heart here and a woman holding a heart, you two are like peas in the same pod. And I feel that even though you've tried to grow differently, singularly, separately, there is this shared energy between the two of you. This person will put great effort into their actions to prove to you that their love is genuine. Doesn't mean they're going to be able to break through all the barriers that you've put up, because I think that they are energetically picking up on these barriers, but it does mean that they will not continue to hurt you. You know, this isn't someone who comes across as narcissistic and self-entitled and an abuser and user. This is a genuine, kind, loving, big-hearted, compassionate person who holds a lot of love and respect for you, Group 3, and their actions and efforts will prove that to you, okay? They will not make you feel inferior. They will not breadcrumb you. They will not lead you to believe one thing only to show you the other. They are a genuine, kind, caring person. And I also sense that this person is afraid of intimacy too. They're afraid that you may either reject them or not be ready for them to enter your life again. This person feels that you've grown away from them rather than upwards with them. Instead of seeing the two of you grow like this, they think that you've forked separately. This person seems to hold concerns over coming back your way. You don't seem focused on them anymore. They see you as someone who is just standing here with your heart as like this pretty thing that nobody can seem to afford, and they just hope that whatever they have, which isn't a lot to be fair, like they're not really coming in with a lot except for genuine love and kindness and compassion and desire, they just hope that that's enough for you. I see this person really wanting to take action. Why aren't they then? What's standing in their way? What's standing in their way? Why aren't they taking action? This is confusing. I don't think Spirit wants you to know when they're coming. Spirit doesn't want you to focus on them. They will take action very soon, but Spirit doesn't want you to be focusing on that. And yet I'm sure that this is a message that you guys get regularly. We have adjacent possibilities coming out here. Spirit wants you to focus on the other doors that are opening instead. Spirit wants you to stay focused on working through your fears and letting your heart be open to love again. Spirit wants to keep this a secret from you. You're not supposed to predict this or understand this entirely. You're just supposed to focus on working through your fears and letting your heart open again. Maybe money, your career, something that is more materially based. Because I think that you actually do need to focus on your money and your career right now. Interesting. What does their spiritual team want them to know, Spirit? What does Group 3 spiritual team want them to know? We have the Two of Pentacles coming out in the reverse position. What does Group 2 spiritual team? We have the Six of Swords coming out in the upright. This has come out for nearly every group. What does their spiritual team want them to know? We have the Queen of Goblets coming out in the upright. Is there anything else we've missed in the messages, Spirit? What does your spiritual team want them to know? We have the Valet of Goblets showing up as a blockage, with the Seven of Swords showing up as a blockage. Wow. That's a cool message, and I think that'll be very helpful for you. We have the Five of Wands showing up in the upright, and behind that is the Knight of Goblets. So, Sweet Pea, the message that's in your reading is to really open up to loved ones, plural. You're being encouraged that when it comes to love, like romantic love, to not base your future endeavors on what has happened in your past. And this is easier said than done, but it is going to require you to work through a fear that you seem to have of competing against other people. You may have felt pitted against other suitors, or I don't know if you were just dating around and the person that you were seeing was dating other people, or if it became this competition. But it feels like with the Five of Wands here, there's a lot of sort of competitive energy, and the energy is changing now to be more accommodating. I feel like we have to look at this as a completely different situation for your sake, for the sake of having a genuine connection here with a counterpart. Now, the advice that I may have missed is to make more room for the things that matter for you with the Two of Pentacles here. Now, this is not just talking about sentimental moments. This is talking about like the material things that matter for you. If fitness is important to you, for example, make more time for that. If your diet is important to you, if your skincare is important to you, if doing your makeup is important to you, or having plants in your house is important to you. There is a feeling here with the Two of Pentacles reversed of make more time for the things that are important to you. Even if you're someone who just likes to go on spontaneous road trips, I feel like this is a personal moment and you may want to do a lot of these things by yourself, but regardless, the Two of Pentacles reversed, they really want you to get off that treadmill and make more moments that are important to you. The Six of Wands is a massive pat on the back for the actions that you've taken to move away from unhealthy patterns, specifically actions and thoughts. You've done some things to your behavior recently that have been very helpful for your mental health, and I feel like the Six of Swords is commending you for the efforts that you've taken. It's also reminding you that you don't have to move forward alone. You can do this with people, and I feel like it's also just bringing back this idea of yes, you're allowed to have boundaries, but that doesn't mean that you're supposed to be isolated and alone and without connection. That defeats the whole purpose of healing. We heal so that we can allow proper, healthy love and healthy connections and healthy relationships. We don't heal so we can be alone forever. We're missing the point here, I think, Group 3. The Queen of Goblets reversed is reminding you about practicing what you preach, because in many cases you're very emotionally intelligent and you're very emotionally aware. In fact, you're very self-aware, group 3, and I feel like we have time now to practice what we know and to really encompass these lessons that we've been through, so that we can share this, group 3 2.0 with new people. They also want you to be aware here that you do have an offer coming in, and I feel like whoever this romantic offer is, going slow is better than cutting them out altogether. If you are someone who struggles to trust because in the past you were taken advantage of and sneaky things were done in the background that you had no idea about, and now it's made you really second guess and lose trust in people and their actions, then take it slow with this new person, because they will be patient with you. They will take their time with you. They won't rush you. They're going to be happy to get to know you inside out first, in the sense of your emotions, your personality with the Valley of Goblets. They were happy to keep it playful and lighthearted. If that's a safer option for you, it's better than sort of cutting them out altogether, is what Spirit is saying. If you have a hard time trusting, then take your time and have those conversations from the beginning. You don't have to make them such serious, daunting conversations. Just an open conversation about, what do you expect in a relationship, or what do you expect in a partner, or this is kind of what I'm looking for, in a relationship. It's not exactly, but I do have boundaries, or I do have needs that I kind of want to be met. Having those conversations in a way where they're not so serious and they're there for you as a slow progression into something more serious in terms of your relationship. To close your reading from your spiritual team, we're going to get some dream cards for some closing written advice. What does group 3's spiritual team want them to know? What does group 3's spiritual team want them to know? Oh, sweet pea. Look at all this fire. You've got so much fire in your reading. Your sacral chakra, your root chakra. This is your root chakra energy for me. We attract what we are. Therefore, dreaming is a journey within. What inner beliefs are still restricting you, putting you down, and making excuses that hold you back from your dreams? Wow, sweets. That is literally talking about this heart. Love and let yourself be loved. Your bottom deck energy from your spiritual team is: don't chase your dream. Learn to appreciate the present moment. When your dreams do come true, you will have learned to enjoy the moment instead of reaching for the next dream. Teach your mind to rest in the moment. Wow. I think that's what the Temple Path and Autumn were encouraging you to do. So for me, these cards really do summarize the energy in your reading and from your spiritual team. Group number 3, that's what I have for you, sweets. This has been your channeled message reading from your spiritual team. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was insightful. As always, take what resonates. Do not force anything to fit. If it doesn't, leave it for somebody else. Don't let it take from you. I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, my guides, and our spiritual teams for keeping me safe and helping me channel these messages today. Thank you for all of your support, group 3. If you feel called to, I definitely recommend checking out Patreon. I do have an exclusive reading up on there instead of an extended reading. And that's it from me. I shall see you in another video, group 3. Bye. Hi and welcome, group number 4. If you guys chose the key, then this is going to be your reading today. So group 4, today's video, we're exploring what is your channeled messages from your spiritual team. I will start with the deck of character over here. What I'd done for group 1 and 2 is I actually shuffled them off camera because my intention was to get like a written channeled message from your guides and your spiritual team, but honestly a lot of messages came through immediately, so we're just going to shuffle on camera and see what we can get for you guys. A lot of information coming through today. So group 4, please, Spirit. What advice or channeled messages can we have from group 4's spiritual team? Group 4, please, Spirit. It's a very extensive reading today, a lot longer than my usual ones. We have the Poet coming out. We have Home coming out. Group 4, what messages do you have for them? We have Naked Man coming out in the reveals. Group 4. We have Open Road coming out. What messages do you have for Group 4 from their spiritual team? Group 4 from their spiritual team, please. We have the Wizard. We have Fuel. We have the Thief. And we have Bulldozer. We also have Rainbow coming out as your bottom deck energy. So first of all, Group 4, I just wanted to say that I am filming at nighttime and it's quite late at night. So I am having to keep my voice at a lower volume. I don't want to be too disruptive, excuse me, to my household. So I just wanted to give that little disclaimer. Just in case it's something happens with the audio, I'm going to try to turn it up so that it isn't super low, but just in case, that's what's going on my end. So Group 4, please, Spirit, for those who chose the key, what do the spiritual team want them to know? I will be trying to channel in first person from the point of view of your spiritual team. Let's see what comes through for you guys. I have my eyes closed and I'm seeing this really bright, like obviously I'm sitting in front of a camera, but there's a really bright sun peeping through this rainbow situation with the clouds. I feel like your spiritual team is here mostly with an optimistic message of letting you know that you do have brighter days ahead. I feel like your spiritual team is really wanting you to stay optimistic and excited and happy for what is to come. This part is going to be first person. We really want you to see how hard you've worked and to take full advantage of the opportunities that you are going to have in front of you. So many doors will open for you, bub, and I really want you to take advantage of these opportunities, to really walk through these doors and to let these doors be yours for a change. You have worked hard for this, only you, and you deserve what you are stepping towards. We're very happy and proud for you and of you, but this is your hard work that has gotten you here. We do want you to find a way to express yourself and your journey and what you've been through, because I feel like this is going to be a massive part of your transformative process here. We really feel like you are this beautiful, creative, sensitive soul, and the sky is literally the limit for you. In fact, you could be using your abilities more. We want you to take advantage of your resources and to use your skills to further yourself more in life, especially your creative skills, especially the power of your words and your creative words, your creative expression. There is a way to advance your circumstances through those skills. You are so powerful and you have the opportunity to really connect with a lot of people with this ability, with this skill. We also want you to take time to clean your home. In terms of the energy, sweets, it's not you or what you've done. It's not mess, like we're not talking about the clutter, the things that you hide in your cupboards. We're talking about the energy in your home. Cleanse that energy, especially from the people that you've recently cleansed in your life. Get rid of the objects from people who used to be in your life and don't keep them in your home anymore. Take them out, get rid of them. Donate them if you have to, but they shouldn't be in your home anymore. Your home is your safety net and it needs to be protected. We advise you to do more regular burning and cleansing if that's what you've been doing. Otherwise, we're reminding you that your home is your safety, your home is your safe place, and it is important that you continually check whether something that isn't matching your energy has found itself inside your home. We want you to see that the attention that you've been putting into your routine and into the things that you care about is paying off for you. And we see that there are big changes happening for you. We want you to know that these changes may happen very quickly. In fact, these changes may happen in what appears to be a volatile way, but this is going to be very exciting for you. And I think that it's important for you to take rest when necessary so that you can have that energy to keep going forward. It's exciting, but look after yourself and get enough sleep as well. We want you to know that being vulnerable isn't about being easy, if that makes sense. Your guard being down could have been your greatest strength in the recent months. You opening up and allowing people to get closer to you. If they take advantage of you for trying to do this and for giving them an opportunity, it's on their behavior, not yours. We want you to know that what people have done to you or may do to you is not a reflection of you being weak or of you not being strong enough. It is more of a reflection of them and their distasteful character. We're specifically referencing the fact that you are trying to put yourself out there more, and the fact that you are trying to forge new connections and relationships again. And we want to remind you that you are this sensitive, soft, beautiful, precious soul, and there are going to be certain people out there who just don't know how to treat someone as pure as you. That's not on you if they make that mistake or if they aren't aware or knowledgeable on how to treat you. That's on them. Don't take that personally. We know that you probably won't, but just in case, we're going to remind you. We're also going to remind you that even if the first couple of times of you trying to forge new connections feels a little bit uncomfortable or doesn't necessarily take off in the way that you were expecting, keep trying, because it will pay off in the end. And we want you to know that there are certain people who want to be a part of your life that we're going to protect you from anyway. We just want you to keep optimistic and to keep looking ahead. We will do the heavy lifting when it comes to what isn't meant for you and what is meant for you. Anything that may cause extreme harm to who you are and what you've created for yourself today will be taken from you so that it doesn't jeopardize what you are building for yourself. We want you to know that there were some opportunities that we had to cut out because they simply didn't fit or align with the vision that you were creating. And we want you to know that honestly, the road ahead is yours. It's open, it's limitless. The direction is limitless. The places that you may visit and the people that you meet are limitless. The world is your oyster. We're so proud of you, and we just want you to really stay in this positive energy of optimism and openness and self-connection. We want you to take advantage of your skills more, of your experiences more, and to use more of your creative flair to get further ahead. We do want you to pay more attention to the energy in your home, and we do want you to not take it personally if, when you do start to open up again more, certain people don't know how to treat you. It's on them, it's not you. Keep trying. The right people will find you. The right connections will find you. And in terms of the road ahead, we are protecting you and we are clearing the road for you so that you can continue moving forward on your winning streak. So group 3, that's what I see for you. It's a very optimistic message, and I was struggling to kind of find anything else here for you. I feel like your guides in general are just trying to keep your momentum going, because many of you are on a winning streak and your group has this beautiful bright sun ahead of you, this optimism, this beautiful bright energy, as though you've worked through a lot of the chaos, a lot of the craziness, a lot of the madness, and you're at a point now where you can look forward with genuine optimism and joy, maybe, for lack of a better word. Let's get some oracle cards now. We're going to pack this up first, and we're going to see what else your spiritual team wants you to know. Beautiful message for you, group 4. You're very different to the other groups. Group 4, please, Spirit. Can I please get some oracle cards to get messages from Group 4's spiritual team? What does group 4's spiritual team want them to know? What does group 4's spiritual team want them to know? We have direction, guardian, choose your path. What does group 4's spiritual team want them to know? We have air, guardian, shift your perception. What does group 4's spiritual team want them to know? We have spring, see your seeds grow. And we also have, oh my gosh, sorry for that, group 4. Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Your bottom deck energy is White Witch, be the light. I'm going to be using another deck to clarify this energy. Group 4, please, Spirit. What does their spiritual team want them to know? Adjacent possibilities, number 24. What does group 4's spiritual team want them to know? Second chakra, Archangel Ariel, the number 36. Group 4, what do you want them to know? We have a man holding a heart, which is blocked by a community. And we also have a happy family over here. Your bottom deck energy is attachment in the reverse. Change what you're attached to. I feel like this is confirming the changes that you've been through. I've got to be honest. I feel like the messages here are confirming your focus at the moment and the idea of you not trying too hard, but simply like waking up and trying in the first place, if that makes sense. Like when, this is personal, just to put that message into context, but when for me, I'm going through a mental health period where I need to put a lot of extra effort into my mind and training how I feel, and or at least training the way that I'm looking at my perception, right? When I feel really down and I'm going through it, I like to just commend myself and remind myself that getting out of bed in itself on those most difficult days is a massive achievement. It's a massive pat in the back. Getting out of bed, having a shower, brushing my hair and brushing my teeth on those horrible days is a massive achievement. And I feel like that's kind of what they want to say here, is that your perception of capacity has changed, and it feels like they really want to commend you for that and really say that they're so proud of the way that you've changed how you attach your idea of effort and achievement, if that makes sense. Like your focus at the moment is spot on, group 4, and they do want you to continue to kind of go with this momentum. I see here that your spiritual team is showing us that doors are opening for you, and that is a plural on purpose, group 4. You're not supposed to be pigeonholed here. It's not just like a one opportunity type of thing for you. You're going to have multiple things happen all at once. Adjacent possibilities. Choose your path. There is a strong feeling of doors opening for you, group 4, and I see a lot of positive change for you. I see an opportunity to go in different directions and to not necessarily feel pigeonholed. Like you could open 2 doors at the same time if you wanted to, is what I'm getting. The opportunities are limitless for you. Air Guardian over here. Shift your perspective. And second chakra, Archangel Ariel. This is telling me that you have the opportunity to birth something through your creativity, and I feel like it's going to be successful as long as you don't put a limit with your mind on this hobby. They want you to see this for what it is and to let the creativity be your guide. They don't want you to try to let your mind guide your creativity. It should be the other way around. Don't try to define something that is as expressive and unbridled as creative flair with your mind. Do it the other way around. Let this creativity guide your mind. And shifting your perspective could be about allowing a new opportunity to take hold for you as well. A more creative opportunity, a more passionate opportunity, something that feels like more of an interest, a self-serving passion that becomes, you know, something more stable and logical. But it feels like you're supposed to be putting your energy towards the creative side and then letting the logic follow, if that makes sense. Spring over here. See your seeds grow. Man holding a heart reversed. And community. For some of you, I see there's something here about opening up to someone for guidance. They could be in your community, or they could just be someone that you really care about, who you haven't spoken to openly, honestly, in a while. They could be a masculine energy. I just think that they're very good at giving you advice, and I think that they may be able to give you very practical advice, group 4. I think that they may be able to help you grow something and give you the confidence to grow something. Not that you really need it, but I think that if you are having doubts over something here, like a direction or an interest, because it feels very fiery and passionate, then there is someone that you can reach out to in your social circle who should be able to give you the advice you need to move forward. Man holding a heart, community. This is someone that you know already, and your relationship may transform through this conversation as well. I don't know if you talk to this person regularly, but I feel like when you do talk to them, things really happen quickly. Like this person just kind of sets things into motion for you. Seeing them and connecting with them really propels things forward in life for you. And I see that whatever this is, it's like a heart-to-heart or some sort of emotional opportunity to connect with them. It is going to propel things forward for you. It's going to offer you growth, and it's going to offer you an opportunity to really kick things off in the right direction. I feel like you get a lot of energy from this person, from your conversations with this person. So over here we have Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts, as well as happy family. So I do like this. I feel like this is what all the momentum of your energy is building into, this happy families moment over here. This happy family is more of like a testament towards the finish line for you. Not that we want to look at that already, because we kind of don't need to. You've still got a lot of positive growth to go through before you settle down. But you need to know that there are going to be more peaceful, stable times ahead for you, where you get to just sort of smell the roses if you aren't doing that already. I do see an opportunity to really come together with loved ones, or to create memories with loved ones, and to create loved ones for some of you. Like the children on this picture are really standing out to me. So if you have been concerned about children and expanding your family, I do think that this is a positive sign. You got the rainbow twice, and there's so much optimism in this picture with the sun over here. It just feels like you should be thinking about this as in an optimistic way, if that's really what you want as well. But with transform and unveil your gifts, it feels like this is a part of that energy that I was picking up on in the beginning. Looking at the excuse me, I just yawned, so that was me like going looking at the wizard and the poet. There's something here about your gifts that is the key to your happiness and the key to your emotional success as well. I'm going to clarify that We got to clarify it. We can't just leave it there, Spirit. Can we clarify these messages? Is there any other information you can offer group 4 about these messages over here? 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Is there any other messages to clarify? Indecision in the reverse. Wow. And we have storm warning. I want to get one more card from here. Can we clarify this final column? Wow. Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. Trust your talents in changing times. Spirit Fox. So listen, transformation and change doesn't always insinuate bad things. I feel like there are changes here, and the stability that comes after these changes is worth the change, if that makes sense. The happiness that you experience after the changes that you're going through is worth whatever challenges you face temporarily. I feel like it requires you to kind of step into an uncertain predicament, like you don't really know. It's kind of requiring you to take a leap of faith, group 4. That's what I feel. Your guides are preparing you to take a leap of faith here, and it's something that you can't see. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to be rejected. You don't know if the situation is just not going to work out. But it just is something that you can't stop thinking about. It's something that you dream about. It's something that you, no matter how hard you try, you can't get it off your mind. And I see that you taking a leap of faith towards it is one of the best things that you could do. You're not going to regret it. It's going to pay off. You're receiving signs and synchronicities that this is the right thing to do. And you're really going to immediately feel like this was the right thing to do. See beyond the current situation is almost saying like you can't. This is a leap of faith, but trust your talents in challenging times and have faith that on the other side of this you will be successful. I don't think it's a completely blind stab in the dark. I've got to be honest with you. I feel like you are being guided to do this, and I feel like your guides are strongly encouraging you to do this, group 4. I feel like it would be very difficult for you not to do this at this point. You're dreaming about it, you're thinking about it, you're being shown signs about it, you're probably seeing it on billboards or whatever. It's so suggestive that you need to just know that when you do it, not if, but when you take this leap of faith, you will be rewarded instantly. You're going to know this was the right thing to do. We're going to get some tarot now to get some additional messages. Oopsie daisy. Group 4, please, Spirit. What does their spiritual team want them to know? What does their spiritual team want them to know? Oh, child. We have the Empress reversed. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. We have the Valet of Wands. Welcome. Any other cards, Spirit? What else does their spiritual team want them to know? Group 4. We have the Valet of Discs coming out. Okay. And we have the Sun. Wow, I just heard that song. Is it by the Pixies? No. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's alright. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Little darling. We have the 6 of Cups showing up in the reverse as your bottom deck energy, sweets. I'm going to put this over here, okay? We got some messages. We got some elephants in the room to discuss. Group 4. Oh my gosh, your spiritual team, they don't want you to back out of something, okay? I feel like you have stepped away from something that maybe wasn't growing for you, or you stepped away from something that you just knew you had to grow away from or out from. The Empress reversed, there's this mixed feeling here of like, don't go back, get out of that comfort zone, get out of that safety net and keep expanding, as well as don't limit yourself is the main message. Like, don't limit yourself here. You deserve more. stay optimistic, stay positive, stay open-minded. Allow yourself to have options, because you do have options, sweets, you do. Group 4, your guides really want to stress that you are someone who is expanding, and they don't want this to be a daunting idea. They don't want this to be something that becomes obsessive and very logical. They just want you to know that you are expanding, and it should be a process of you feeling accomplished, because your actions have led you to this moment. And what you've done for yourself has led you to this moment. They want you to stay optimistic. They don't want you to feel burdened or pressured or like you have to plan all these things now. They simply want you to be there when they give you your next quest, because you're basically a Skyrim player. You're basically like the main character in Skyrim, and this is your next quest. Stay optimistic. I really feel group 4, like this Wheel of Fortune business is making some big things happen that low-key feel impossible or seem impossible, but they aren't. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that there's going to be a massive turning of events, and for some of you, it could be like the impossible happening, a miracle happening. But for most of you, it's simply confirmation of like all the actions that you've already taken and you've waited for. You know, like I'm seeing these wheels come out a lot for you guys. So I feel like you've set things in motion and you've just been waiting for them to come into fruition for you. And that is what is happening. Your guides are wanting you to maintain this optimism and to stay in this energy so that what you've already done is received. Because it's not like you having a pessimistic attitude is going to stop these things from coming. The opportunities will still be there. But with a pessimistic attitude, you may not feel inclined to take those opportunities. You may doubt your ability to turn those opportunities into more opportunities, and you may miss them for what they are. Staying optimistic allows more opportunities to come your way because you are looking at them as the glass half full. So they do want you to stay in that energy. Now the 2 valets over here, these valets are interesting. They're kind of telling me that you guys, I want to say, for some of you, this is an apprenticeship. Let's say that. I don't know. Maybe you've already completed apprenticeship. I don't know. But it feels like these 2 valets, you're taking journeys. And one is a creative journey. One is like a hobby, an interest, a passion that really is tethered to your creative energy. And the more that you allow your creative energy to be the guide, the more successful you will be. The other is money based and experience based and business based, and it feels like it requires tangible results and stricter, more structured sort of parameters with the Valet of Discs, like a sort of learning module rather than a portfolio. You know, not to say that anyone's better than the other, but it does feel like you're on these journeys now. And I think that your guides are encouraging you to stay open to these journeys while also just being there, if that makes sense. Like, they don't want to scare you, group 4, but I do kind of see you committing yourself to things in the upcoming weeks and months. And I think that the whole point of this is to not overthink it and make it out to be more scarier than it is, because it isn't scary. In fact, there's a lot of excitement here. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of like testing the waters and testing your skills and boundaries and learning more about yourself in this process, because the whole idea behind these journeys is that you are upskilling. You're upskilling and you're showing yourself what you're truly capable of. So they don't want to scare you, but yes, in the next couple of months, you will be committing yourselves to at least a new creative interest and a new sort of materially based endeavor that will require more time, more structure, more planning, whereas the creative interest is more of an outlet and it thrives more when you are not planning it, if that makes sense. It's more of successful when you're simply focusing on it as a creative outlet. So the last message here with the Sun reversed is this pessimism attitude, this pessimistic attitude. You have optimism up here and you have pessimism down here. Now, the interesting thing about these two energies is that they're both fire-based energies. We have Jupiter in astrology up here, and we have the Sun over here. So both planets are very fiery energies in astrology, and both planets are about expression. And I think that if you are able to give yourself that creative outlet and that creative journey, because it's about giving yourself the skills or the opportunity to release energy through a set of skills that you have, then you will be able to stay more optimistic. I kind of think that this sun is specifically linked to this transformation around your happy families and something to do with your attitude towards your future when it comes to connections as well. They definitely want you to take action, sweets. They definitely want you to take action and to allow your circumstances to change through this twist of faith here, this leap of faith here. It feels like you don't really know what's going to happen, but I also think that you're not going to regret taking that leap of faith. I've got to be honest with you. With the Six of Cups as your bottom deck energy, I think that the main thing that you can do for yourself is to look back on all the opportunities that you wanted and that you didn't seize versus all the opportunities that you wanted and you did seize. Like, just this may be a personal message, but for me, I only ever regret the chances I don't take. And that's what they're implying here with the Six of Cups, is that if you look back at your past, if you look back at history and your historical past, you will find that the only moments that you regret are the ones that you didn't take advantage of, the opportunities that you didn't take advantage of, the moments that you didn't take advantage of. It really feels like your past is going to reveal a lot about what you should do here. But I think that strongly what is coming through from your guide side is that you won't regret taking a leap of faith over here with this creative interest and with this committed long-term sort of investing energy into this interest as well. So let's see, we're going to get some closing messages with the dream cards. These are channeled, or these are just written messages from your spiritual team. Group 3, please, Spirit. Excuse me, Group 4. Group 4. What closing messages do you have for Group 4, please, Spirit? What closing messages do you have for Group 4? Wow. Wow. Okay. It's a little bit interesting. Chicken wing. Okay. The first card that I have for you, Group 4. If you live like you've always lived, you'll get the same as you've always had. You must decide to make a change towards your dreams. Decide on what you need to change, and you will be rewarded with a new sense of achievement. And they are showing me your throat chakra with this card. So this is about mind, and this is about communication. Your bottom deck energy was relax, meditate, or do something simple in order to set your subconscious mind free. Be conscious of how your inner wisdom arises. You need to learn how to read all kinds of information on your journey towards your dreams, not just your thoughts or the assumptions of your rational mind. It really feels like a lot of your advice from your team is about letting go of control that you have over your logical mind and being more connected to your intuitive mind, to what feels right rather than what you think is right, because there is this underlying message of you're wrong. I'm sorry, but you are. Your mind is wrong here. What you think is right isn't right. And the more that you feel your way through it, the more successful you will be, because many of you have forged opinions around fears of what could, would, should happen, which isn't even a likely possibility. I hope that that wasn't too much of a plot twist at the end, Group 4, but that's what I'm seeing for you, Sweet Pea. That has been your channeled messages spiritual team reading, channeled messages from your spiritual team reading. Now, I'm just going to take a quick second to remind you that this week there is not going to be an extended reading. There will only be a Patreon exclusive reading. So if you are interested, I do recommend that you look at the Patreon community in the description box below. I do have a July posting schedule up where you'll be able to see what you can expect from me in July if you sign up as a patron. I also want to say that you'll be able to see the topic of this week's Patreon exclusive reading as well. So you should be able to decide from the topic and the thumbnail whether you think you have messages in that group. But it has been such a pleasure to be able to read for you today, Group 4. Thank you so much for all of your support right here on YouTube. I'm going to take a quick second to thank your guides, my guides, and our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's messages safely and clearly. And also just look after yourselves, Group 4. Sending you so much love and light, and I shall see you in another video. Bye!